Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name is David Turner. I am here with Sean Bell,
Hello.
James Farley,
Hello.
and Matt Murray.
Hello.
I mean, if you'd have given me the choice, Matt, whether win the World Cup but in a really, really dull match or win the bronze medal in game of the tournament, I'd have picked that, actually.
Yeah.
So if anything...
That was a real final. I think we can all agree there.
It should have been. It should have bloody been, because it was exciting. It was fun. Everyone got on at the end
Great
of it.
goals, yeah.
Together. Yeah, brilliant goals.
Even Mbappe was like happy that Saka scored the pen. It was just a lovely vibe.
All the players from different teams like held their arms and get around each other. It was beautiful. Unlike the disgrace, actually, of football the next day. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't have wanted Trump on the stage with my heroes. I don't know what you think, Matt, but
I'm glad.
If anything, football really did come home. Is what
I'd rather win the Euros, actually. Rather win the Euros. It's kind of
well, we don't
better.
need to, because we won the bronze medal at the World Cup in a better game of football, and Trump wasn't there. So football came home, Matt.
Yeah, and we didn't get like a really tacky ring like it's a Super Bowl. Don't
know where you plucked that from. Patreon producers.
What do you mean? No, I posted in the group the other day. All the winners get like a Super Bowl style like gold ring.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want one anyway.
No,
they
embarrassing.
Yeah, it does sound. What do you reckon, James?
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant.
Okay, Patreon producers this month are Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap, Simon Nelson, Moving Biscuit, Trans Rights and Human Rights, Dave Ernsberger, Colin Brown, Gasman, Rocketman76, Smooth Monkey, John Tempelli, Jackie Sniper, Sam Higton, Stan, Philip with an F, Cutty, Steve Lee, Jack Oven, Grey Dragon Claw, Colin the Carl Wanker Smith, Lee Keybottom, My Dog Skip, Evil Mammal, Conky Donkers, Full Nails Conga, Laser Quest, 42 Sources Span, Dr. Wookie, Ramalaptar, and Fred Fenge. They are the Full Nails crew, and we appreciate everything they do for us. We appreciate everyone that goes to patreon.com/TCGS and supports what we do. We've got some exciting things happening over the next couple of weeks. Is it this Wednesday, Matt, at 9 o'clock?
Yep.
We will be playing Heave Ho 2, which is going to be a lot of fun. I've got a feeling that James is not going to be able to hold his patience. He might be a little bit pissed off, but it's got an online mode, so we're going to be playing that on stream this Wednesday, the 22nd of
22nd,
of July. We will be playing that for our Patreon supporters over there at the right tier. And then next week we're going to be recording our bonus show. Plenty to talk about on the bonus show. Plenty, mate. So
I'm going to find out what my job's been for the last 11 years.
Yeah,
whoa,
we're finally going to do the job reveal.
Yeah, you're going to get the job reveal, and then you're going to hear about what I've been up to since I've not had the job anymore.
Don't want to ruin it. But Sean has told me his job about 6 or 7 times. Still couldn't say what it is.
Doesn't stick.
No, it doesn't.
What I think we should do is on the new show we should all try and describe what we think the job is or was,
Yes.
and then Sean will tell us what it was, even though we will never guess.
Don't do that.
What I will say is that I remember Joe asking me what you do for a living, Sean, and I went, I think it's connected to Brexit, but I don't know why it's still going. So that's something to look forward to on our bonus show. Should we get straight into feedback from last week's show, Matt? I'm assuming everyone loved it, did they?
Yes and no. Push button Joe, dear hotties, just some feedback on the latest podcast. Absolutely bizarre. Not sure what happened, but genuinely felt like you all hung over or something. Not a complaint, just an observation, or except for the following. It's absolutely fucked up to hear that Sean air fries bread instead of just using a toaster. An incredible thing to admit. Peace and love from Joe. Now, I don't think last week's was as bad as like the week before when it was really hot and we had properly lost our minds, but maybe...
This is the thing, yeah, because I want to use the heat as an excuse, but I believe, not to dox you, push button Joe, but I believe he's in Australia. So probably, we're like, oh, it's like 28 degrees and I'm dying. I'm assuming you would laugh at that. I know it's because of the humidity, but still. So the air frying bread in the toaster thing. No. Air frying bread in the air fryer to make toast. I never said it was like a good idea that you,
Right.
everyone needs to get on this. This is the best way to do it. No, our toaster broke and we still had a working air fryer and we've just sort of put up with it since. It's not like a life
Also,
or anything.
I remember thinking that's the most insane thing I've ever heard. Yeah, Joe makes all our toasties in the air fryer, so
Well, there you go.
I mean technically doing the same thing, but with a little bit of cheese and a little bit of ham.
Any condiments? With
I
that,
mean,
those?
no condiments, no,
Okay.
no, not needed. The cheese adds all the flavouring that you require. What condiments do you have in a cheese and ham toast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a bit of, some tomato ketchup's all right, or maybe even some mayonnaise or whatever. It's
Are we,
Oh,
are we
I mean-
talking like to dip it in or in?
No,
the
you mean-
toaster?
no inside.
So
inside
hot
the whole
ketchup.
It's
thing.
not like lava on the inside.
Oh, it is, yeah. But then that's why you get it, and then you
Please,
break
we
it
can't
open.
talk about this.
Oh,
we can't
yeah,
talk about
this
this
is the
because this
Discord
is going to be
now.
our
Mate,
feedback.
we can
for
stop
next.
now. Stop
Yeah.
the recording. We're
Too
done. The
late.
episode's done. We've given everyone enough to talk about.
I cannot believe every week we talk about the hard-hitting stories in the gaming industry, and we give our personal opinions. We talk about where we think the industry is going to go, and really like delve into that stuff. Yet everyone wants to talk about toasters. That's all
Yeah,
they want
well,
to
that's
talk
it now.
about.
It's just the Discord's just going to be toasty recipes, which actually I'm here for. So
Yeah, well-
I do love a toasty. I wouldn't ever put ketchup in it and then hot
that
and then
is
heat up
insane.
ketchup. I wouldn't do that. I'm not psycho, but
Can I?
I like to boil my sandwiches in ketchup, Matthew. That's what I like to do.
Can I do something really unprofessional at the moment?
It hasn't fucking stopped you
Yeah.
in 10 years.
Yeah, but I'm asking this time
Yeah,
whether
that's
I can.
go on.
Can I go and get a pair of trousers because I'm really uncomfortable?
What are you wearing in your under half currently?
Well, because I'm just wearing pants and I'm sitting on a chair, which is like a faux like leather chair, and it's really uncomfortable because it's all hot and like not very comfortable.
Right. Yes, you can go and get some
no?
trousers,
Oh,
but we have
okay,
to
yeah.
see you in your pants.
Well, it depends on what the camera angle shows.
Okay,
Well, I
well,
know. I
let's-
have noticed you've got a different camera angle
Yeah,
at
well,
the
what is
moment.
that
Is
about?
that
How's the
because you're
family
in
taking you
pants?
over camera? What's
No,
happening?
it's because I'm using the camera on a laptop rather than on a desktop that it was before, so
Can't
it's a different
believe
angle.
the lengths I've gone to get this stream working again, and you're going to get your genitals out and get us banned.
Yeah.
on Twitch.
James,
Yeah,
you
go
can
on,
go.
go on, James,
You
you
go.
go.
Right,
Go
okay,
get your
I'll be
trousers.
back in just a second. Hang on.
Next bit of feedback, please.
Oh god, I can't believe we're seeing everything. Oh, we thought a lot.
Oh, God, that was risky. That was risky.
Okay, we're still in the air frying stuff. Angry Toaster 4 Slice has messaged. I was intending to be a bit more chilled about this blasphemy. Oh, I was planning. I am start again. I was intending to be a bit more chilled, but it's blasphemous talk.
Sorry, that's Matt thinking about James in his underwear. That's what he does
Yeah,
to a man.
I'm stiff as a brush. I was intending to be a bit more chilled, but its blasphemous talk of air frying has bored my piss. Thank you, David, for being the only sane member of the team.
Thank
James said he was in a bit of a lull. Oh, well, this is for James. Wait, hang on, but like, so what did I say that was blasphemous about air frying? I don't have an air
I
fryer.
don't know. Maybe is that the blasphemy? Not having an air
Possibly,
fryer?
possibly.
So one of us doesn't have an air fryer, and the others have one
using
but
it
using
wrong.
it incorrectly. Dave is the only one who's got it right.
How's that happened?
How?
Yeah. You're ridiculous. Anyway, James, this is for you. James says in a bit of a lull, please consider Black Flag. This might be the one. I'm not a fan of recent games, but it's hard to resist being a pirate. James Farley.
No, I'm not playing.
playing Resync?
Assassin's Creed, no.
Because I
I've got enough stuff to play at the moment. I've been
You
on.
used to be an Assassin's Creed guy, right?
Only up to Revelations. Yeah, which was a very
when
long
it
time
went
ago.
off oil, yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's because I've got quite a few things on my plate now, which is good, and so I'm quite happy.
Like what?
The
I'll
Metal
talk
Gear
about
series.
it.
You're not,
Yeah,
going, you're not going all Matt Murray on us, are you?
No, I'm doing the Metal Gear series at the moment. I've just finished 2, which I want to talk
that's-
about later, and so
I'm not going back and playing old games. I've got too much on my plate. What are you playing? Metal Gear Solid 2. Okay, all right. Well,
and
he's
also
not
Final
gonna play Black
Fantasy
Flag.
7 as well is going to happen. So
So you never played Black Flag,
no,
even
I
though
didn't.
the sheer uttering of the title of that game sparks Sean into it. It's the best one every time.
I mean, obviously, there's a degree of just me being an asshole because it's not much of an Assassin's Creed game.
Well,
No,
that's the
I
game
did-
that I hear of. I mean, as someone who doesn't play the Assassin's Creed games, that's the one I always was led to believe was the best one because I remember
It's fucking
so many
great.
people loving it when it came out first
Yeah,
time.
It's really good. And do you know, I was almost tempted to get the new one, and then I found out that Ubisoft just laid off 51 people who worked on it the day it came out, or near as damn it. So I was just like, yeah, do you know what? Actually, fuck off.
Yeah.
Look, still not giving you any money.
I'll wait for a sale.
Yep, all that.
Speaking of Final Fantasy VII Remake, James, Capone Adam has messaged, excited about
I
the
thought
prospect.
you were going to say something else linked to what Sean just said there.
Oh, shit.
Fucking hell.
Oh, yeah,
I thought
that
that would have been incredibly
Close to the
insensitive,
bone,
Matt, but
wasn't it?
well done.
No, I don't
Yeah,
know
go
what
on.
you're even referring to.
Okay, we'll talk
Excited
about
about the prospect of James replaying the MGS series and Final Fantasy VII Remake. They often get dismissed on the show by you-know-who, so it'd be great for Matt to potentially have some backup in the future. Anyway, tip for James, just stick it on easy mode. Don't piss around with helping people find their cats. Just get on with the main quest. Don't bother with Intergrade. Nothing happens, and the game is only a few hours long, so there's not enough time to really develop your material. I mean, I would disagree, because I think Yuffie is a great character and different, but whatever. Which, as any true loyal FF7 fan will tell you, is the best aspect of the game. But more than anything, Final Fantasy VII Remake is a unique and very risky approach to remaking a classic by deviating from the expected path and keeping you guessing. That's the thing with this game. You have to be able to expand and open your mind, unlike you-know-who got angry when a certain cat with a microphone suddenly shows up out of nowhere. I do wonder if you-know-who complained as a child when the cartoon penguins started appearing in Mary Poppins.
No, I will say this, right? I think I totally agree with you, Capone, that it was a very risky, unique, and almost brave way of approaching a remake of a classic video game. Like, I totally agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Doesn't mean necessarily that I have to enjoy the game because of that. I do think it was the risk they took of remaking it and the way they did it, I think is admirable, for sure. The cat thing was insane. It was insane. Completely, like, not even referenced. And then a cat runs out, like, out of nowhere. And I'm sitting there, who's that? I'm sure I'll find out later. And finding out he wasn't in the rest of the game just had me on the floor. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore then.
Spoilers. I don't know about this yet. I'm looking forward
Okay,
to
well, when
finding
you
out.
see the cat jump out, mate, you want to text me straight away, because I'm sure you will go, what was
No, I mean,
that?
I recognise the cat, and I haven't played the original. I'm sure you'll recognise the cat, James. Sure,
Yeah,
you will.
probably.
Yeah. I disagree about put on easy mode, really, because the combat is amazing, and I think Yuffie's a really good character as well. But hey, I do agree with the cat
That's
thing.
it, Capone. Have a go at me, mate. Have a go at me when you've got old Matt over here going, no, fucking don't listen to Capone. Don't listen. I don't agree with anything.
But then like the silly missions, like helping people find their cats. Like, I wasn't going to do them, and then suddenly I found myself just being compelled to do them all. So I don't know. Your mileage may vary. Philip with an F. Oh, we're still on toasters. Quick one on toasters, which I imagine will be the main topic of feedback this week. We have so little countertop space, even though we own a lovely 4-slot toaster. It's stashed away in a cupboard, and we always use the oven, broiler / grill to make toast. I'm glad to hear about the air fryer use, which makes me feel less unhinged. Also, how's the episode not called Lovely Old Time at the Supermarket? Keep up the ever stellar
Too
work.
long.
Philip with an F.
long.
Too long, baby.
I should say, talking about episode titles, you know that bit Matt said something and we all agreed that would be the episode title, and I went, I bet it's not even on the list at the end of the night.
Yep.
I was right.
It was on the list.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't give us the list. You just announced that it was going to be whatever we called it last
No, didn't I
week.
put it in the WhatsApp?
Well, I'll have a look at that. I don't think you did.
I
What
literally
about that?
did. When have I ever just suggested it without? Yeah, I think you said thumbs up or whatever you did. Oh no, whatever, wanker. Major.
Wait.
I mean, I'll scroll on WhatsApp if you really want to do that. Let's
No,
find
I
the
trust you, I
message.
trust you.
I'll tell you that I'm scrolling now. I'm scrolling, right, boy. Oh, interesting.
I don't know why you would ever use the grill in your oven when you've got a 4-slot toaster here. I should say as well, I don't give you enough credit for this, James. But the one thing that you have introduced to my world that I will appreciate more than you'll ever know is a rice cooker.
Yeah.
You know the one you bought us about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's broken now.
Oh, sorry.
Bought one straight. Well, yeah. Can you get us a replacement? Bought one again straight away because it's like it's a toaster for rice.
Exactly.
That's what I keep saying.
It's so much easier to use than like messing around with like pans and stuff like that. It's great. It's really good.
It is. You're right. Messing around with pans.
Yeah.
It's
boiling water and all that, you know.
Right, write that down, Matt.
Okay, Major PDD. This is referring to was it Game Buddy that James mentioned last week?
Yeah.
Well, Major PDD suggests playlist app from IGN and it's free.
Doesn't have doesn't have the functionality. I also like supporting independent developers.
I was going to say, we're fighting against the hegemony of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that why you bought a fucking alarm clock and a flower that Nintendo put out? It's not just independent developers.
I just realised I said hegemony, I meant homogeneous.
Oh.
although
what does that word mean?
Although
Sean?
IGN do own everything, so it does still kind of work.
Yeah,
But no, today I nearly. Well, actually, I was going to take the battery out the flower because it's doing my head in, and so.
I love the
way
fact
too long. You could have done that months ago.
I know, but I wasn't home all the time when it was going off.
So the second your family leave, you're like, actually, no, this is annoying. But when the family there, keep it on all day. Love that. More the same, please.
Exactly. I thought it was going to be a lot of fun. It turns out it's not. So yeah.
How drunk do you think Push Button Joe thinks we are this week? I think pretty drunk. Right?
Not drunk enough. Okay, the BWTSC has messaged. Here's a message for Sean Bell. We at the British Wet T-shirt Committee listened to the last pod and we're really impressed with Sean's elite level training. As we heard from the co-host, not all individuals are ready to soak their clothes and exist in a sport-specific state we call the dampening. We would love to hear from Sean as we think he could really go pro. It's perfect timing as both solo and pairs wet t-shirting is being introduced in the next Summer Olympics, even after its numerous nipple-snapping incidents from the Japan 98 Winter Olympics. Can't wait to hear from you and stay damp, the BWTSC. Yeah, I thought a lot about that this week, actually, Sean. I'll just be,
on your mind. It's not really been hot enough to require it this week, because I was thinking if it was like still sort of proper heatwave temperatures, I was going to be like, guys, seriously, try it tonight. It's good, but it's not really been.
It's going to be hot next week, so maybe we all just turn up in wet t-shirts on Monday.
Yeah.
Sean, that discussion, when I was listening to it back, I think that was the closest you've been to being old Sean, where every now and then you'd laugh at something you do and you get ultra defensive about it, and it would go and be like, shouldn't have gone that far. That was probably because you were laughing and laughing and laughing. And at one point, you just went, "No, that's actually a myth, Matthew. That's a myth." I was like, "Whoa, we're getting close. We're getting close to that line again." Thank you, BWTSC. That was quite the bit of feedback. Appreciate it.
I don't think I'd do that well in a wet t-shirt competition. But basically, all my t-shirt purchases these days are geared towards kind of hiding what's going on underneath rather than revealing it. So.
Yeah, if I was in a wet t-shirt competition, it wouldn't make a difference because all my t-shirts are black. Do you know what I mean? It's like pure black. Okay.
Kian, so when are we getting official TCGS Twitter sticker packs for WhatsApp and Signal? I didn't know gifts were a thing. What gems? I didn't know the gifts were a thing. I think Kian has heard of gifts. Never
heard of gifts. I mean, we could. I mean, you know how I'm like. I'm making stickers of you lot all the time. So.
Yeah.
We
in our WhatsApp group, we do that a lot.
I don't know if there's a way of distributing them to strangers though.
No, it's got to be right. I also found another couple of gifts of James. I'm going through some old stuff at the moment on my hard drives, and I found another couple of gifts of James that I thought this would be just as big.
Well, send them over. We'll get them on.
Yeah, I will do. I'll find the one. There's one of him. I think he presses something during a recording once and sort of makes a face where he looks panicked, where he goes like, and then looks left and right. And I was like, that is just so good. The amount of people that I've told that you've gone viral this week, though, and no one believes you, and you go, get your phone out, search
drinking. It's not even shot. It's just drinking
WhatsApp,
now.
And he'll be like one of the top ones. And it's just and then they will send me loads of that gifts. So
do you think James is going to become the new Hide the Pain Harold?
I mean, I can't wait to see what the drinking guy or the shot guy. What is his name going to be? That's that's the wild thing. It's just frustrating that we can't monetize that. That's why people at work were saying 5.2 million views of his gift that you made. Yeah. How much do you get from that? Nothing. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why, but no, not a penny. So shame. All right.
Very, very upsetting. In the last 7 days, though, another 65,000 views.
Oh, it's not as high as I was.
Sorry. That was just on one day. In the last week, the drinking one has had 554,000 views.
Me.
Yeah, but that's mostly David showing it to people.
It's not really, mate. I'll tell you that.
Anyway, Peter Ham has messaged, "Hello, it's me, Peter Ham, with some feedback. I noticed there hasn't been any correspondence about spreading butter on things for the last few weeks. Fear not, Ham is here to get his podcast back on track. Look, what I'm about to suggest is wrong in the eyes of anyone who has eyes. You might even feel repulsed by it, and you might be right to feel that. But the fact is that butter is fucking fantastic on Weetabix. No, not those soft Weetabix floating in milk. I'm talking about bone dry, straight from the packet Weetabix. It's an absolute texture sensation that can be described as unusual, interesting, and occasionally unenjoyable, but definitely an experience. All the very best from Peter Ham."
I can see that.
I love both of those ingredients separately.
It sounds mad, but then we butter bread, right? It's just another sort of wheat-based product.
I can see the difference between the textures as well, how that might work.
Yes,
but yeah.
Michelin star chef James Farley. I go to James' restaurant. Oh, it's a bit of cheese board or Weetabix with butter on top, and then there's underneath it says the texture works sort of. Okay, all right.
Do we have enough connections to get this to like a chef or a food critic of some kind?
Oh yeah,
we should do that. We should do that.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Yeah, I'll get in touch with Jay Rayner, I'm sure. I mean, he does actually hang out in Leeds. I'll just go in every foodie place and say, "Okay, I've got a great idea, Jay. Weetabix and butter. Let's just cross the streams and make like a." No, what we'll do is like, if one of you, maybe you, Sean, or anyone with an air fryer, a toasty made from Weetabix, then butter, then ketchup, then ham and cheese, and Weetabix on top, and make it in the air fryer as a little like Weetabix toasty. Right?
Yeah, let's get it done.
That is it for feedback. Go to tcgest.co to leave your feedback about toasties, air fryers, or just video games and stuff we have to talk about.
You say video games, no one fucking wants to talk. Does anyone want us to talk about video games anymore? Is this one of those where people are just going, just drop the video games?
Yeah,
lads.
anything but, please.
I think it's just because of the horrendous news there's been recently. It's just like
true.
you got to
recently.
I do. You know, we're going to get those messages again, or seeing them when they're talking about other podcasts. I like this one because they don't talk about Weetabix and butter for half an hour before they get to the games. All right, we're getting to the games. Okay, James Farley, it's news time with the News Hound.
It is. Okay, so the first story is, the Xbox damage control stuff has been in full effect this week. And we've got, Bethesda have revealed plans for Fallout 5, The Elder Scrolls 6, and more. So Todd Howard has been saying that aside from those games, there's also going to be remasters of Fallout 3, New Vegas, and also, we heard about this before, but the Fallout Shelter TV show, which is coming. Do you want to hear what Todd had to say? Because I've got a big quote here from GamesIndustry.biz.
Absolutely.
So he says, "We're investing more deeply in the world's players love, giving creators a bigger role in shaping their experiences and bringing our teams closer together so we can get our games into your hands sooner, support them longer and continue building them alongside you for decades to come. We've believed from the beginning that our worlds belong not only to the people who make them, but also to the people who play them. That's why we've long provided players with the tools to create their own experiences dating back to the Morrowind construction set. This year marked another major milestone for Creations with its expansion to Fallout 4, joining Skyrim and Starfield. We're proud to say creators have already earned more than $10 million in royalties from their work." This is obviously connected to that whole thing, with Asher Sharma talking about they wanted stuff that was basically like Roblox. This whole thing.
Yeah.
They want basically user-created content because then they haven't got to pay anyone to do it. And this seems to be riffing on that.
Imagine if they bought Dreams. Imagine if that happened.
Yeah. Then also,
just little flight of fancy there.
Let's hear more. Let's hear more.
You know what? I'll just be quiet.
Okay.
Finally.
And then also, there's going to be something special coming for the 30th anniversary in 2027, which is going to be celebrated in Washington, D.C. He's also said that more Starfield content is also coming, including gameplay changes and story content, Sean. So get excited. for that to
The
come.
story was really
staying silent.
compelling to begin
Please
with.
shut up. I can't handle it this week. I cannot handle not winning the World Cup, then getting a bunch of messages about Starfield. Please shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so this is basically more of this, isn't it? It's more of the.
I'm confused. Right, I'm confused about one thing.
Go on.
Didn't we have a news story last week saying Obsidian was working on Fallout 5?
Yes. Yeah, we did. Yes.
So
Well,
why
it
are
was
we
a
now
new
Bethesda?
Fallout, and we didn't.
Yeah, I
and
think
then
that's
it was
separate
like,
to
oh,
this.
maybe not. Maybe they're still doing Avowed 2. It was all a bit up in the air. but
I
yeah.
wonder
think
if Obsidian announced like Vegas 2, Fallout New Vegas
That would
2.
be
Like, I
fun.
could, yeah, that would be because you know how Xbox are like, right, let's just fucking try and attack the names that we've got that people care about rather than anything else. So that would sort of make sense. But also, I don't know. This feels like someone went into Bethesda and said, right, what are you working on? And they went, Fallout 5, should we say, in the Elder Scrolls.
Six.
Well, there's loads.
Yeah.
There's loads of
Just the new Elder Scrolls. Let's just call it the new Elder Scrolls. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is that
Fallout 6
maybe I
and
said
7.
this. Maybe I said this last week, but like, okay, so if in the last few weeks Obsidian have been put on a new Fallout, great, we'll see that in about 4 years.
Yeah.
It's a long, like if they've literally just been given the project right just now, then that's. I mean, you know, there will be people within Obsidian who've been daydreaming about doing another Fallout for a long time, so they'll have ideas, but there'll be nothing like it. They will be starting development now, and that will take fucking ages because it does now.
Yeah, we'll be like midway
Right.
through PS7.
Look, I'm not a conspiracy theory guy,
However,
right?
But
the Earth is
We
flat.
mentioned
Those aren't
last
real.
week about some people saying, are they setting up Xbox to be bought? Like this sort of goes along that line, doesn't it?
What, because all the
they're
studios
working
have
just
on-
going, look, you get the new Fallout.
We're
Yeah.
working on
The new
this
Elder
and this.
Scrolls.
Yeah,
It's,
exactly.
And you got like id
Quick.
coming out and saying like everything's fine, everything's totally fine. We've got loads of Doom games coming. It's gonna happen. Don't worry about
I
it.
can't move for Doom development around here.
Yeah.
Which I'm
Just
sure
as
will be a
much as when they
lucrative
made
product.
the good one that everyone liked.
Yeah, I look. I am not saying that's what's happening, but since someone's put that in my head, it's all I'm thinking, and there's nothing deterring me. Away
It's one
from
of those
that
things. Yeah,
theory.
it's difficult not to see everything through that lens once it's in
Once
your
you've been
mind.
told, yeah.
I mean, the mad thing about this is that they've obviously known the Fallout TV show was coming out, you know, years before it came out and writing and stuff. And they never thought to have a Fallout game ready for
Come
season
on,
one
this
or
is-
season 2. I know sometimes it can be risky getting a new game out alongside another property in case the other property bombs and it kind of, you know. But, I mean, why would they
all
not
we-
even
all
say-
we got- But why are you
Fallout
surprised?
76 is like £2
Well,
on
I
Steam.
don't know. Maybe I'm not surprised. It's just shocking that all the cachet. Like the first, I mean, I didn't watch the TV show, but the first, as far as I'm aware, that it's really amazing. Loads of people loved
good.
it. Like players were up massively in all their Fallout games. To not have like a new one ready when everyone's talking
But
about
I'm
it.
assuming, Matt, that the coordination that goes into producing a video game alongside
Yeah,
a
I
TV
know it's not that
show
easy,
is-
but
it must not. It must be because, like, I was thinking when you last said this, when has that happened? When has a major film and apart from the shitty tie-ins in the early 2000s?
I was going to mention Angry Birds VR, but okay, fine. Yeah. I mean, I think
it
people don't do it
doesn't
because it
happen
is a
often,
risk
does
in
it?
case
Come
one
on,
bombs
come
and
on,
the other
David.
one.
There was Enter the Matrix. You know that came out. That was part of a cross-brand synergy.
It was.
Yeah,
It
no, you're
was.
right.
Added
It
to the
has
story,
happened in the
actually.
past.
I'm not asking for exact day and date, but the Fallout TV show started like 2-3 years ago. Like even roughly in the kind of the same window would be
Louis
nice.
P, you're saying Mario Galaxy movie and the remaster. The gap between those two was massive, wasn't it?
Yes, really significant. Yeah.
Yeah, Zombieland VR. Well, let's not.
No, because that came out 10 years after.
Yeah,
after the movie.
they missed the,
Yeah, but that's-
sort of window.
That was only
Very
because it was
different.
like it's only because it was like
very
Goldeneye.
different. Very
That's-
different. Yeah, very
that's-
very
Yeah,
different. Actually.
I think yeah, Star Wars is a good shout. I don't know. I don't think it happens that often. I'm sort of with James on this. I'm not surprised that they haven't done this alongside the TV show. I reckon coordinating that must be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I do definitely
trouble
appreciate
than
that,
it's
but
worth.
something like all the cachet, all the people talking about it, all the extra players.
I know, but
when these come
also-
out, the show may have been cancelled. I mean, will we be on season 7, 8, 9? Probably not, given how shows are done these days. All that goodwill and all the talk about it will be gone, and suddenly Fallout's back.
The last 10 years of Microsoft's managing Xbox has been catastrophically bad in terms of just getting games out, let alone coordinating with TV shows and stuff like that as well. Like, they haven't even been able to manage to coordinate their own stuff. It's not really a surprise.
Total joke.
Anyway, next story is about Marathon, because Joe Ziegler,
News?
who was the director of Marathon, has quit 4 months after the game came out. He was Valorant's former game director, and then he joined Bungie at the end of Marathon's development. This was after Christopher Barrett was left because of the allegations about inappropriate behaviour that we talked about before. So this is from VGC, and he says, so now Marathon is now going to be run by Denshattack. Is it the third? Is that how you say it? If it's like with 3 on the name or whatever? I'm never sure because we don't do that here.
No,
it's like a US thing.
I think that's right.
Yeah, and also who was the assistant game director, and Julia Nardin, who is the creative director. Ziegler's off to something new, but he hasn't said what. He said, "I just want to say a deeply heartfelt thanks to all of you for supporting me in Marathon in our windy mission to bring a dark and terrifying space survival frontier to your screen. The mission will continue in new and surprising ways, so stay tuned for what this team has in store for you." I had a look. Currently, according to Steam, Marathon has a 24-hour peak of 5,331 players.
Jesus, man.
And its all-time peak 4 months ago was 88,000, so it's dropped quite a lot from that. It's not very good, is it?
It's not, and it's such
it's not sustainable.
No, and I've said before, they are trying, like they are doing the stuff that I moaned about, like they're adding PvE stuff. But I don't know what it's going to take for me to find the time to try again with it at this point.
I guess these kinds of things, it kind of really requires your entire friend group to be like, let's just give it a go. And then if your friends are into it, then I can see having fun with it. Because I still hear about people talking about it having fun, but it's just not something I really want to get involved in as much as we all love Destiny.
This is it. Yeah, it's like, I'm saying on the one hand, I'm like, oh no, they are like fixing it, but for a lot of people, it was never broken to begin with. Like some people really loved what it was doing, but yeah, it's, as you say, the numbers just aren't sustainable. Certainly not in Sony's eyes.
Should they do the usual nuclear option and just make it free to play and then see if things pick up at all?
I mean, it couldn't hurt at this point, could it?
Go
on. It can.
I don't know if they'll do that. It can. I don't think. I mean, because then you're gonna. It depends, because then you've got to fund the fact that there are going to be a sudden influx of players, and is that going to last more than 5 days?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a. They could.
And does the changes?
Problem.
The changes you make to make it free to play, how much do they upset the people who did actually pay for the fucking thing and have supported the game?
I mean, they've had 3 weeks, haven't they, on this already? So they're probably already trying to get the data to see what it does to player counts and engagement and how that changes the game. So, I don't know, who knows? Who knows?
In other news, I don't want to be a dick, but VGC's hard to read as a website, isn't it? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
In what way?
Well, at one point it just went, click on this ad to continue reading. All right. Fucking taking over. I mean, to be fair, that is most video game websites now.
The internet these days is so shit.
But it's so hard to read anything when it's just chucking Temu ads in your face. Like, wild. Anyway, sorry. Yes.
Okay. Next story.
Story.
Yeah.
Next story.
Next story.
That's the episode title.
What did he sound? What did he sound like there, Matt?
I don't know. But let's move on. What does that sound like?
It was you that was doing the impression. Sorry, I don't. The story. Right. Okay. Sorry. Go on, James.
Yeah. So next story. This is from Eurogamer. So Halo Studios have apparently cancelled.
Sorry. No. Okay. Let's address this then. What about?
I said next array, and then you're like, "What was that, Matt?" And it was just a funny voice.
No. You said next array. We all laughed, and I went, "What did James sound like there, Matt?" and I wanted you to go next array again because it was funny,
Oh,
and
right,
you took
okay.
that as some sort of personal insult.
No, I
and
was
then
scared
it
I
got
might have done an
weird.
accent, and I was like, oh no, hang on, what have I done?
No,
Then
I wasn't
once again you
attacking
interrupted me as I was
Okay,
doing the thing.
okay,
but
well-
yeah,
Matt,
go on.
Next array.
Is our double act chemistry gone now?
No,
it might have
we
gone.
finished each other's.
Shut up.
Oh, that's not sandwiches.
I was teeing you up to do your bit
Oh,
again
sorry,
because
yeah,
it was
just-
fun, and then you seem to be.
David,
really
we
upset.
lost the football.
Yeah,
I'm on
no.
edge.
Okay,
Come
all
on,
right, yeah, sorry,
Come on.
we're all a bit.
Give me a
raw.
week, then we're
We're all
back.
a bit raw.
Yeah. Next array.
James.
So, I was waiting for Matt to do another next story.
Sorry, yeah.
So anyway, Halo
Right.
Studios have reportedly cancelled a multiplayer project that was called, is it Ekur or Ekur?
Ekur?
I'm not sure.
No.
Which had customizable Spartans and Elites and large player battles. So this was going to be the next multiplayer game because Campaign Evolved, which is out this week, I think. Is it this week or towards the end of this week? Has only got co-op and it hasn't got any like other multiplayer at all. So there's nothing. So then,
Including the name, right? That's I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah,
get
I mean,
mad
you wouldn't
about
expect a multiplayer with it. Although I would have liked a new multiplayer, just the Halo 1 multiplayer, but
Just
with
give
the
me
new
Blood
graphics.
Gulch in that new Unreal Engine 5. Hell yeah.
Yep.
So then, according to Rebs Gaming, all the resources have gone to Campaign Evolved, so they couldn't do this. And Certain Affinity, who have worked on Halo 2 maps in the past, were given the go-ahead initially to work on this because there was another project that was codenamed Tatanka, which was going to be like a battle royale game using Unreal Engine. That didn't work out. And so then there was an idea they were going to do an extraction shooter, but then that didn't work out, and then according to Rebs Gaming, they decided on what they called a super big team battle idea, and that's what they were going to focus on. That was going to involve all the customization stuff.
Yeah, it's a steering wheel that comes off and flies out of the window. It's like some sort of.
They had a board with all post-its on, and one was like Battle Royale, and they're like, shit, that didn't work. There's another one, Extraction Shooter, fuck, that doesn't work. And then like scanning around, there's just one label left, just says like 1 million plus players, question mark. And it's, oh, fuck, that's it, that's all we got left.
In fairness, they did that big battle mode in Halo Infinite multiplayer, and it was fantastic. Like, it was fantastic. We had so much fun with that. It did have problems, though. It didn't work quite as well as we wanted it to work. Like, it wasn't consistently... like, the amount of times we tried to get into games, it wouldn't let you in there, and yeah, it had issues. But that big battle mode in Halo Infinite was fucking brilliant. So I could have seen why they looked at that and said, right, how do we make this the star of the show? Because there's potential here to create like a long-running... fun multiplayer game out of this. Like, essentially, we're talking like Battlefield, but in the Halo universe. I think there's totally a place for that. I think there's absolutely a place for that. So to hear that they might have been going down, I mean, this is all reports, and we don't know how true this is or accurate it is. But to hear that might be the route they were taking, it's way more interesting than the extraction shooter idea.
Definitely,
That. So,
I mean, the only evidence to this is that there was like evidence of this on Halo Studios, like on their studio servers and stuff. People had found, that there was connections with this, but it's not. Yeah, there's nothing was confirmed. Nothing is like for certain. But now it's totally dead. So it's not going to happen. And I guess we'll see.
about the bad news, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm thinking about the bad news. So we'll think about what happens next, I guess, with Halo.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to Campaign Evolved, even though it is hilarious how many times they've remade that game. I've seen video footage of it. I've seen like the previews come out, didn't they? And they were quite positive. And visually, like I read an article, it was like, I don't think you quite understand how good this game looks. So that's always exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what that game looks like.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it. I'm gonna play it. Looking forward to it. But yeah.
What are you playing it on? Is it coming out on PS5?
Yeah, I'm going to play on PS5, which is going to feel very weird. It's part I wanted to get it because it's just odd. But yeah.
Like the Halo Battle Royale rumour's been going for ages, and it made sense, but then they're like, okay, maybe Extraction. It feels like launching Extraction shooter also feels like a risk. So are they just waiting for the next kind of big multiplayer like trend, and then they'll jump on it. I don't know what they
is it
It's
me?
always
Am
going to
I-
be too late, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You just have to take a risk on something new, and it may or may not work out.
Yeah, like if they announced a battle royale now, I don't know if anyone would be interested. And likewise, if they announced an extraction shooter, I fail to see why people would go. Okay, like it's
launching
already had
anything
Marathon
multiplayer is a
and-
risk. It doesn't matter what the IP is. Like even Halo,
You've
it's
just
like
got to do it really, really well, haven't you? Really, and it's. I don't know how anyone launches a fucking multiplayer game these days. Like,
but it's not
must
that.
be
It's
so
like
risky.
it could be a really good game. You also have to capture lightning in a bottle. You just have to get the right people playing it, and it blows up. Like some of the ones that have blown up in recent years. I don't know. Like you couldn't have predicted that. You make a great game, but you got to hope the audience is there and willing to come along for the ride. They can make an amazing Halo multiplayer game, but I don't feel like Halo anymore.
Well, they made a amazing Halo multiplayer game, and it didn't do what they needed it to do. It was short-lived, which is wild. Like Halo Infinite is a fantastic multiplayer game. It just is. We keep talking about going back to it, but we haven't yet because there's nothing that's sort of drawing us back into it. We played it intensely for 2 months and then dropped it and didn't go back.
Was that because there wasn't like a regular drop of stuff that was coming out on it, or what was
Partly,
the reason?
and
seasons took like 4
there.
months. It was, I mean, but when we were playing right at the beginning, progression was taking ages to level up and get new bits, and then the seasons were like months and months, and it just didn't feel like there was much of momentum.
Felt like it needed new maps, more maps. It needs some fresh ideas, which is silly really, because there was so much there on day one. If you include the big battle mode, it's a shame the way Halo Infinite went, because that was okay. I like totally agree that the single player element of Halo Infinite was a bit disappointing. Didn't really live up to it. It was okay, but it was a bit of a
didn't live up to the potential we think it had as an open world Halo game.
It was Halo Infinite was a bit okay. These are not the same types of games, obviously, but it's a bit like with Mario Kart World, where it's like you had this. There was this idea that they're building out this sort of area which is probably going to change over time. They're going to add more stuff, over time, and just didn't happen in the same way that Mario Kart World. It just hasn't happened. They just left it, and it's disappointing. Okay. Last story is that Zawam are laying off a large chunk of staff. This is from Eurogamer as well, and so 32 members of staff have been laid off across all the departments. And Zawam say this is because the commercial performance of Zero Parades for Dead Spies has been not very good. And as of October 2025, they had 100 employees, so that's now obviously gone down by 32. And there's been 4 other studios have been set up by former Disco Elysium developers as well, who are also making spiritual successors to Disco Elysium. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, really. I mean, I know there's been a lot that's been going on at that studio, and there's a lot of issues and everything, but more people losing their jobs, not great.
Well, this is it. It's all like the reaction to this has been so strange. Like looking at so when they posted about this on Blue Sky, obviously like replies were disabled, people like quote posting it, and it's like on the one hand you got people like scolding people for not buying the game. It's like, well, no, there's legitimate reasons you might not want to. Again, not the workers' fault; it's the owners that are the problem. The reasons you might not want to give them money, valid reasons. But on the other hand, you had people that were just like laughing and being like, haha, this is what you deserve. And it's like, no, dude, that's not how we support workers, for fuck's sake. Like this is a travesty. Like, by all accounts, it was a good game. Like, the team who made that game should be protected and stick together and make something else cool that hopefully sells better. Like, it's just, once again, throwing the people who do the work under the bus, and the owners are just getting away with it. And it's really depressing.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about, actually, before this news story came out, I was thinking about Disco Elysium a lot, and just how special that was, how special that game was. I had some issues with it, but largely I look back on it and just think, fucking hell, that was incredible. And I was so close to buying this game this week, because I want to feel that again. I just don't know if I'll ever. I don't know if it'll ever live up, even forgetting all the troubles that this development studio has been through and all the controversy. I don't think it will ever live up to what I felt about with Disco Elysium, which is a shame because you played it, Matt, right? And
yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's definitely if you like Disco Elysium, I think you'll really enjoy this. I mean, Disco Elysium, was a monster in terms of critical and commercial success, and it was always going to be difficult, especially with all the controversy the studios had. I mean, you look at any kind of social posts, over the last 2 or 3, 4 years maybe, and it's just constantly people saying no, screw you, you're never going to buy your games. So it's always going to be incredibly difficult for this game to go anywhere near the kind of commercial success that that Disco had, or any game really, because it's just constant firefighting. If you look at anything that they post, so it's always going to be difficult. I saw posts today, people saying the entire audio team's been let go, the entire design team's been let go. I mean,
maybe they should have released this on console as well.
I was going to say, this is not
helped.
Is this not quite a premature move, given that the console releases haven't happened yet?
Mm-hmm.
Seems odd.
Yeah,
it's difficult to imagine they've run out of Disco Elysium money already. I feel like they probably could have. I mean, who knows? We haven't seen the balance sheet, but don't feel good.
I don't know if releasing it on consoles at the same time would have been enough to stop this. The disinterest was there regardless of what platform it was on, I think. And as Matt says, every social post was flooded with negativity as well. So it's it's hard to sort of break through that. But okay.
And that's pretty much it. That's all the news for this week. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. So it is time to talk about what we've been playing. There have been a number of new releases. We're going to talk about them. And I think we should probably start with the Mermaid Mask. Sean, Matt, and James, you've been playing this. I want to hear your thoughts, please.
Who wants to go first? Well, how much have we all played? Let's go there, I guess.
So I've just finished chapter 1.
Okay.
So I don't think I'm that far into it.
Yeah, I'm still on chapter 1.
Okay.
But,
so I finished it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How long is it?
Not very. I don't know, 10, 15 hours, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Has a surprisingly long tail on it, I thought. It was... Sorry, we should probably explain what it is first. So this is the latest entry in the Detective Grimoire series, which I believe started out as the very first one was...
It was a Flash game.
It was a Flash game, that's right. Yeah, I think it was web-based. So I never played that, but I did play Tangled Tower because it was one of the games that was very early on Apple Arcade when they were actually commissioning new and interesting stuff to go on the service. And service. It seemed like a really good idea. And yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised by Tangled Tower. It was a murder mystery where you're going around talking to people, gathering evidence, figuring out how someone got murdered, right? So I've been quietly really looking forward to this. The team that made it have done a few other things since. They did Crow County?
Yeah,
PS1 styled sort of horror game. Apparently, it's not that much of a horror game. It's more just a bit spooky. So I would like to play that at some point.
Snipper Clips.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did Snipper Clips, which is a really cool Switch launch title. But this is the first time they've gone back to the Detective Grimoire stuff, which is 6-7 years after the last one, something like that. So I was really excited about it. And it's, structurally it's very similar to Tangled Tower. It's sort of, you've been called to this submarine, which, there's been a murder and you've been asked to solve it, but it's like a locked room mystery, right? So this no one was in this room apart from the person who died, and then they were discovered, and as far as anyone can tell, there's no way in or out of the room, and this person's ended up being, had their throat slashed and they've collapsed and died. And then what ensues is, so certainly the first chapter is very much look, there's all these rooms on the ship, there's people in those rooms. Some of the rooms are kind of locked off for various reasons to it initially, but you're going around, you're talking to people, and getting statements from them, figuring out what their whole deal is, and then you're also gathering evidence. So for each person you talk to, you can talk to them about anyone else who's on the ship, and also any evidence you found. Initially there's just a lot of walking around talking to people, and then eventually you'll have talked to enough people, you'll have talked to each person about enough things that eventually, either Detective Grimoire or I think it's Sally, his partner, will be like, right, I'm really suspicious about this. This person's definitely hiding something from us. And then you'll get the opportunity to like cross-examine them and be like, right, no, because of these bits of evidence, we know you're talking shit, basically. That's when it starts getting really fun. There are also puzzles in that, as you're going around the submarine, you can click on basically anything, and you'll get a bit of dialogue about it. But then certain things you're like, hang on, that looks interesting, like it's a little control panel or something. And then it turns out to be it's a little puzzle that you solve, and usually that ends up with you getting like another piece of evidence that you can then present to people and talk to them about it. And it like for me, like as you probably guessed by the fact that I've already finished it, I absolutely loved this. It just feels like every aspect of it, maybe this is patronizing, I don't intend it to be, it just feels like every element of it is like just punching above its weight. Like the music's just a bit better than you might expect. The artwork and the characters and everything just look incredible. The voice acting is superb. Like the casting is like, is amazing. The writing's good. It's by the end, it's this super interesting mystery because like throughout the game, you sort of like, well, one of these people must have done it, and then eventually, because you come to like pretty well, for me, I came to like all the characters, and I was like, it'll be someone else. There'll be like it'll turn out there was someone else on the boat, because it can't be any of these guys because I like them all too much. And by the end, I was like, not only do I know who it is, but actually, I don't necessarily empathize with them, but I get it, and it makes sense, right? And the way it plays out is absolutely superb, I thought. I think it does a really good job of, like the risk with these sorts of games is always that, like, if the game isn't keeping pace with like what you've figured out, so maybe you've put two and two together with like a couple of pieces of evidence, and then it's fucking oh my god, what was it called? The one we sort of decided we didn't like with the movie clips and the
Her story?
No,
Immortal.
Immortality.
Thank you. Yeah. God, that was not very good. That game.
And I feel like for me that didn't land because I'd reached this point where I in my head I'd figured it out, but I just hadn't clicked on the right clips to make the game go, yes, enough to figure it out now. And I was like, not that I'm saying I'm like smart or anything. I think it was just bad luck, I think, on my part. I feel like this does a really good job of like giving you the nod. Like if you like, not necessarily you've got enough evidence to properly confront someone, but if you spot something that's up and you present it to them, you'll get enough of a nod to be like, you are onto something here, just not yet, right? I think it does a really good job of that. I think it does a really good job of, if you are a bit lost and you're not really sure what's going on, just carry on talking to people. Like until you've spoken to everyone about everything, there's always something else to do, and the dialogue is pretty much always entertaining. There's never any, like with a lot of sort of point and click adventures, you can run into the, try everything on everything thing, and it's just the character going like, oh no, I'm not going to do that, or no, that doesn't make any sense, or whatever. With this, there's always a bit of dialogue to go with it, and it's pretty much always entertaining one way or the other. Go on, sorry, someone going to...
Yeah,
go on.
I've been playing this as well, obviously, because Sean recommended this like during the week, saying that maybe Matt and I may be interested in it because of previous games we played. I was wary of it before, mostly because I'm always concerned with this kind of game because it's basically a point and click, and I'm always concerned about the like sort of the level between puzzles and like narrative, because I'm much more interested in narrative than I'm in puzzles. Yeah. And so I was worried that this was going to be like puzzle heavy and, I wouldn't really dig it. But I mean, fortunately, the puzzles for me are just on the right side of difficult. Like it hasn't been like ridiculously difficult or anything like that. And it's been satisfying, I would say, actually, to like figure things out. Yeah. There's one towards the end of chapter 1, which did my head in, because it was, with the rotating the spheres and everything, Sean. With the switch. Yeah. That irritated me quite a lot, but then I did.
Yeah, I'm on that one now. Where you got like different corners, like hieroglyphic type things. Is that where there's like 5 circles to rotate? You got an inner one and an outer one. That's what I'm doing currently.
It's the one with the red and white circles, and you got it's which is quite annoying. But I
Matt's
completely.
doing the tutorial, James. Is that what's going on there?
I think it's a bit earlier in, but no, but the thing is this is I think this is superb so far. I mean, I'm only like just starting chapter 2, but as Sean said, like the voice acting in particular is really impressive because I never feel like I want to skip any of like the dialogue at all. I'm enjoying sitting there and just listening to them talk because it's funny, but it's also just the acting is really outstanding. Particularly, I mean, some of the characters I really love, and every time I go and talk to them, it's like I want more dialogue from you because it's like it's so good.
Is it Dirk or?
Yeah, Dirk's pretty good.
Brilliant. Yeah,
I like the Doctor because the Doctor has just got an amazing voice, and it's it's brilliant. But it really does also feel like a sort of like one of the LucasArts like adventure games, really, like in terms of like style and in terms of like the way that everything is paced. And I'm enjoying untangling the story. It's the only thing that I found a bit irritating is because like you said, you have to you can progress really by talking to everybody and talking about clues you found with everybody as well. By the end of chapter 1, I've got a lot of clues, and it's like going through all of those with every single person. Is a bit of a
I almost wish there was like an auto play where you press play and it goes through all the evidence kind of for you rather than like you do that, click that, wait for it to play, click that, get a dialogue.
But saying that, it's still, as you said, it brings up brilliant dialogue. So it's and none of it is ever just like, oh, I don't know what that is. As you said, it's always like they got something interesting to say about it.
And I think as well, like when you're cross-examining people, so so sometimes it'll take the form of like, so you say you're cross-examining someone and they'll sort of retort with like, well, how can you prove that? And then it'll say like, show the piece of evidence that proves that X did Y or this happened or that, and you're just going, right, here's an item. But then sometimes you're like completing a sentence. So you'll have like a bunch of characters or whatever to choose from. So it's like this character, and then there'll be like a series of statements to choose from. So it'll be like this character, and then right, this character said this to this character because, and then there'll be like another thing to choose from. So you're sort of completing those sort of chains of logic as well. And again, what I like about it is it recognizes when you are. So say you're picking an item like a clue to prove something, it will make a point of like, if you choose something that's not exactly correct but it's in the right ballpark, they'll say like, we'll get to that in a minute, but that's not quite what we're after, rather than just going like that's wrong. Like they do clue you in and say, yes, logically you're on the right path, it's just this isn't quite the thing. So little touches like that are really helpful. It gives you a bit of a steer as well, doesn't it? Like some of the puzzles, like if you keep getting them wrong, the two main characters will sort of talk to sort of vocalize their sort of thoughts on what they think they need to do. It never like gives you the answer.
It's a good hint system.
It's always like that sort of like, you're on the right track here, you've just got like a couple of things maybe you need to think about tweaking,
totally,
like that, which is really cool.
At first, I was a little bit overwhelmed when I saw because there's there's a little bit of sometimes there's a shiny outline to some things you can interact with, but really the artwork feels quite flat and there's no indication on what you can interact with. So basically, you can click on anything and get a bit of dialogue. So at first, I'm bound to have missed something, and it feels a bit overwhelming. But I think after a while, you kind of get an idea about what you can and cannot kind of interact with and how useful that's going to be. I also found I thought at first I wanted more complexity. When you see an item, you can pick it up and you can rotate it, but you can't I thought I wanted kind of almost like an interactive layer to that.
Well, it depends because some
there
of
are
the
some.
Well, there's some I've seen where it's like, hey, there's more information, more things here to look at, and there will be like an extra dialogue rather than like I was expecting like the cursor to change to kind of open a flap or whatever it is. The thing I really love, the art style is great. It's really gorgeously kind of almost like painterly backgrounds and kind of white outlined, bold colors for the characters, but then. You also speak to various characters, and they will have they speak to you about where they've been on this submarine, and kind of you try and work out the timeline, and then the graphic you see them in kind of like a 3D, almost like PS1 style character, and I love that art style. And then they say, I went here, I was in the mess hall, I was in the bunks, and I went down this area, and I love the fact that it's a different art style for you trying to determine where they were at certain times of the day, rather than just them telling you in just reading text or them talking about it, actually seeing them move around in like a different art style. I thought it was really, really cool. It was really just really compelling to look at.
But at the moment I'm fascinated where the story is going, because I I've got suspicions about maybe one or two people, but the others I'm really not sure. There's only one character in the game that irritates me, and that's Sim.
Oh yeah,
And-
symmetry.
She annoys me mostly just because it's the speaking in poetry I just find fucking irritating. But apart from that, the rest are all brilliant. It's I'm really very much
I think
enjoying it.
I thought with symmetry I thought maybe the joke was going to be that quite quickly she would drop that stuff, and she really doesn't.
Nope.
Like it's it didn't really bother me, but I thought maybe there's going to be a point where it was like, this is like a pretense. This is her sort of wearing her, because she's into theatre, right? So I was thinking maybe this is her sort of wearing that as a shield, and at some point it's going to come tumbling down, and it kind of doesn't.
Well, because the like all the background story you start to develop, with her, it kind of feels like that is what's going to happen, because it's clearly there's been things of.
There's I suppose if I have any criticism of this, it's almost that it kind of tees things up for some of the characters that never really come to anything. So again, they're just there as flavor, I suppose, and I guess you're not there to solve every person's problems. I think that's one thing that's really cool about it, is that you're there to solve the murder, but everyone on the ship is hiding something. It's just that it's not always a murder, right? It's something like they might just be they've got their own thing going on, but you're talking to me thinking, well, this is suspicious as fuck. So what are they hiding? And they will be hiding something, but it's just not necessarily relevant.
Yeah, so that stuff really reminded me of the Saints of Blake Manor, where you're does this link? No, it doesn't. It doesn't link to the main kind of crux of the story.
Yeah, which because it would be really unsatisfying if it was like, oh well, 9 out of 10 people on the ship actually have nothing to hide. They all do. It's just whether or not it turns out to be relevant or not.
So does this push gameplay on much from Tangle Tower? Is it like more the same?
Well, this is the thing, and I guess this is another minor criticism, is Tangle Tower was a long time ago, and so I don't remember a huge amount of it, and there are references to it. So
I was going to ask about that. That would be an issue, isn't it?
Could have used a refresher, really. I couldn't really tell you because it's been that, as I say. It's been
but I mean, like
gameplay
wise, is that the same, or is it?
As far as I can remember, yes.
Okay. Because I never played that, and I was like, okay, mate, that's something worth going back to.
Yeah. I would recommend playing Tangle Tower after this. I would say, yeah. See, any sort of massive. Sorry, James. Go on.
The interface for this is very simple as well, because it's basically. I mean, I'm playing it on Switch too, so it's basically just moving around with the cursor and then just clicking on things, and that's it.
When you click on things, does it take advantage of the touchscreen?
No. Oh no!
You can. I'd started this game. Basically, you can do touchscreen, or you can do controller, or motion, or mouse control. Which
I
haven't tried it, but I reckon it would work really well. Honestly.
But then it works okay. But what I've found is, I was using motion controls quite a lot.
But then press Y to switch from motion to cursor, can't you?
Yeah, but what I was finding was, I think my finger was touching the mouse sensor on the controller, and sometimes that was fucking up the cursor a bit.
How do you do that?
Well, because it's just on the side. So if you're holding the Joy-Con separately.
Oh, right, loose.
So if I'm holding, your fingers are around it.
Yeah. That's right. You like the whole. I forgot you're one of those guys. Hey man, I have it split. I hold it split.
To be fair, I suppose you could use motion controls and have it in the thing. No, so it was quite nice to just play it like it was just a little Wiimote,
Yeah.
But no, it was fine. It was minor.
But there's a couple of things that I wish that they had done.
That is an interesting flaw. Sorry, James. That is an interesting flaw though, because the covers obviously they're there to act like a mouse. When you're using it as a mouse, use it as a cover. But then we're talking about the top bar of the Joy-Cons, right?
Yeah.
But like the old ones, it would cover the whole top. This one is sort of hollow in the middle,
exposing the
it's still exposing the sensor. Shit. Yeah, that is a bit of an issue. Right, go on. James?
But no, there's a couple of things that I wish they had done just to make it a little bit smoother. Like stuff like if you're scrolling text and stuff, it would have been nice if the right stick scrolled the text, so you didn't have to click on the thing and move it around and stuff like that.
Also, you can't so say you're in the evidence menu, you can't just press B to back out of it.
I keep trying to do that. I don't know why that's not an option to get back into gameplay rather than have to scroll over to the X.
I mean, it feels like the whole thing's been designed basically for for like a one button mouse or for touchscreen. And that's what it's all for, which is fine, I guess. But it's just it means that if you've got more options, it feels a bit a bit clunky. Really good though.
I really, really love it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot.
I mean, you've convinced me I need to play this. Like, I this wasn't on my radar. I didn't think it was my sort of thing, but everything you said about it makes it sound like it is my sort of thing.
Yeah,
so
it's just a final thing on the dialogue as well. Is we hear a lot about how a lot of video game dialogue, regardless of how well written it is, how well performed it is, can often end up feeling clunky because it goes into like a scripting system where there's an engine that's like, right, play this voice sample, then play this one, then play this one. But this is it's like they've clearly really worked on the timing of that, so that like characters are like cutting across each other and stuff. Bits of dialogue just like end really abruptly because someone else interrupts or something happens or whatever, and you can tell they've really gone through like every bit of dialogue and got the timing right, rather than it just being all thrown into like an engine that's just sort of playing the samples one by one. It's really nice.
And as someone who didn't play the previous games, like it feels like there's a real connection between them two instantly, which is I think that speaks a lot about, as you say, like how they've implemented the voice, the writing, the style. It's really just engaging to listen to.
Cool.
Good game.
As the Mermaid Mask, I'm gonna have to get this. Yeah, it sounds up my street, so I need to play this really. The other game that we've all got down on our list is Denshattack, which is the train simulator. Who's played the most of this? Because I've only played this for an hour or so, maybe.
I've only played a little bit.
Yeah, I've only got. Yeah, I've got through the first. I've got through the first area. As in like the first.
Are we all positive on this? Because I've got to say, I am not liking it, and I'm surprised because it's reviewed really well. And a few close friends have said this is really good. You should check it out.
Sort of what I've played so far. I'll be happy to sort of play through it, but I can tell already I'm not going to have the appetite for like score chasing and collecting every single collectible and stuff. I'll be happy to just sort of get through it. And
I was really hoping one of you have fallen head over heels with it. So let me just explain what it is. It's a very stylish game where you control a train, and a shorthand of what it looks like is that it feels like sort of the aesthetic of a Jet Set Radio game, in that it is very cartoony but very flashy and bright colours everywhere. It's like very, I wouldn't say garish, but I think garish is also an acceptable. Well, garish is not necessarily negative, is it?
It feels like a Dreamcast game. It feels like a Sega arcade game.
Yeah, all very Sega arcadey.
UI and stuff.
And the idea is that you're a train running along a track, and there are different obstacles in the way, whether that be a corner, like turning, whether that be a blockade in the track that you need to skip over to another track in a sort of endless runner style, flip from track to track to avoid the barriers. And then it introduced a trick system, so you can jump. And then you can do these tricks with different motions with the right stick, and then introduce different things that you need to do throughout. So there are times where the track disappears and there's something in the way, and you have to hold down both triggers to make the train slam down or whatever. My biggest problem is I did 4 to 5 levels and I was feeling no flow. Like when I play a game like this, I want to feel locked in and that I'm flowing with the game.
You want to be in a flow state. This is that kind of game, isn't it?
And I've been thinking about it a lot because I deleted it like after an hour. I was like, no, fuck this. I just can't get into it. And I genuinely think it's the moment they introduce the jumping that I'm struggling with, because it says if you hold down the right trigger and let go, you can jump. In my brain, that's absolutely fine when you're avoiding obstacles, but it goes, yeah, but you want to get your points up. So hold down the trigger, let go, and then you can do skills, right?
Do your tricks,
or do tricks. And if you land them, you get points. And I'm like, cool, that's what I need to do. But it's so punishing. Like in my head, I'm like, right, I need to be constantly jumping then. But it's so punishing in that oh, there's a corner now, and I've hit jump, and now I'm flying off the track, and I'm back again. Now, the game doesn't punish you too much if you come off the track. It just puts you back a little bit. But it's just, it breaks it up for me. I'm like, right, so what am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be focusing on the obstacles or focusing on the jumping and the tricks? Because if it's the jumping and the tricks,
I think
it really breaks up the fluidity of the game. And that's where my brain was like, I can't get into this.
See, I felt like this because I felt overwhelmed by this at first when I first played it.
It's pretty overwhelming to start with, isn't it? Yeah.
And you see, I'd played the demo of it, and I was like, I don't think I'm interested in this, actually. This is not my thing at all. But then, obviously the reviews went up, did really well, and I thought, okay, maybe I'll give it another go. I've got through the first, as I said, I've got through like the first, area, as in like, which is about 12 or so of the, I think of the missions. And see, I had the same thing as you, David, where I was just like, I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to be playing this. Like, what's the deal? But then
what's the target? Yeah.
But then I kind of got into the idea that it's like stuff like doing the tricks and everything. It does feel like you have to kind of get into a flow state with it, in the sense that you're not supposed to be just continuously doing tricks like as you're going. You're supposed to be reading, the track ahead as it's coming.
Learning the track first, then
you learn the track, and then there's moments when you can do like all the tricks and stuff, which is when when you can nail them. But the rest of the time, it's basically just trying to, avoid crashing and avoid sort of slamming into stuff. And one of the things that I don't love this game. I don't think it's not like something which I think is amazing or anything like that. But I did begin to appreciate it a lot more after I've been playing it for a couple of hours, and I started to see also that the missions that it gives you, it changes things up quite a lot. It's not just you have to get tricks and stuff like that. There's races as well, but there's also other areas where it's like you have to go off on multiple paths and different ways, and you have objectives that you need to complete. And there's a nice amount of sort of a variety I found with the whole thing. I am never ever going to chase high scores with this. It's never going to happen because I'm just terrible at it. But same. I do like the fact that it does seem that the developers seem to just be fine with you experiencing the game however as you want, because as you said, if you crash, you go straight back into it again. There's not really any penalty apart from time, and if you get a crap time, it doesn't really matter because you can still go on to the next stage anyway. It's not like you've got to hit these targets. So what's
the motivation? What makes you go when you're sitting playing a game like that? Which, like, I appreciate the fact that it's not forcing you to hit targets and all that sort of stuff. Like, I appreciate that. I like a frictionless game. However, when I hear that, it's like, oh, cool. So I'll struggle through to the end and then I'll go to the next one. Like it doesn't. That really doesn't satisfy me as a player.
But you see, for me, it's not a case of struggling through. It was more a case of, okay, I want to try and get a good run on this, and I'm enjoying just trying to avoid stuff. I'm enjoying trying to, as Matt said, learn the course that I'm on here, and to try and do this as best as I can, even though I know that I'm never going to be amazing at this. It still feels good. It feels good to try and do it as stylishly as possible.
Yeah.
Even though
I think it's trying to teach. Yeah, I think that the aim in that, yes, you don't have to hit all the objectives, but it's like, how can I get a perfect run? Can I get a perfect run now with more tricks? Can I get a perfect run with no crashes? Can I nail the perfect drifts in the corner? So I think it's that really. Because at first I was trying to do everything and flying off left, right, and centre,
but also, I don't know, have any of you got to the boss level yet?
No, I haven't.
Because the boss is fantastic. It's so well designed and so interesting as well, and visually interesting, that I had an amazing time with that level. I thought it was great. It was one of my favourites so far because it's just the way it's executed is so good.
Cool.
The bit that really done me in, that made me go, oh fuck me, was there's a bit where you're on a wheel. And
you're hitting all of the satellite dishes and stuff.
Yeah,
but there's a bit where it looks like there's an obstacle in the way, but what I didn't realise is there was an obstacle in the way before that obstacle, and I think you're tasked to jump over both of them, right? But the first one, it doesn't look like the other one, so I was like, why do I keep dying? Until I realised that the rock was sort of near where the track was, and that was what was killing me. And I was
There's been a couple of bits, because it's like there are bits where it's like, hey, smash through this billboard, and then other bits where it's like,
Yeah.
watch out for that
No, this
billboard.
billboard.
Like,
This billboard's gonna break you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Because again, I'm not saying that people are wrong about this game. It's definitely a thing that I'm not seeing and that's not clicking with me. But for me, a game like this should be especially very early on, should be such a joy to play and such a, oh, I get it. I know what they're asking me to do. This is exciting. I think maybe that jump, it really emphasizes that you should be doing tricks and you should be jumping a lot. And then the next level, there's a corner, and the moment you jump, it's like you fly off the track. I'm like, so am I jumping a lot or am I not jumping a lot? What's the deal here?
I think what it is I think that is probably a major part of the game to get like high scores. But I think it's definitely a game which has been designed where you're supposed to play all of these like many, many, many times. Whereby I think you learn the courses first, and then
like Ollie World, right?
Yeah, and then get good at them, and then eventually you'll be able to incorporate all of the mechanics because they also continuously keep on introducing new mechanics as well, like throughout. Throughout the whole first area, there's like new stuff like wall grinding and all sorts of things.
See, that scares the life out of me because the array of things I'm supposed to do at the start, I'm already hitting the right trigger when I should be using the left trigger and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
but I think to explain, when you go around corners, you hold down the left trigger. There's like a bar. It comes up when you're going around a corner, you hold it down, and you're supposed to release it when it's dead center in the green zone. However, if you press the right trigger by accident, you just jump off the track. It's like, no, don't get me wrong, that's a user error because it's very clear what those two triggers do. But I've fucked that up a fair few times already.
But I think I'd really urge you, David, probably to go back and just have another go.
Urge you, probably.
Yeah, well, no, because it's because as I said that you gritted your teeth, and so it's like.
Yeah, I mean, I've deleted it already, so I mean, it's going to take a lot for me to go and re-download that and play it again. But I'm the outlier here, aren't I? I'm certainly the majority of the people that have played it, and close friends have said this is really good.
One thing that has
just not clicked with it.
One thing that has disappointed me though is the music. I don't think is very good. And I know a lot of people are going to be annoyed about that or whatever. But
I know there's people in the chat already saying that the music's good.
But when you compare it to like Jet Set Radio or Jet Set Radio Future, or whatever, which is fucking amazing soundtracks, this one I don't think is anywhere near as like catchy or as like
none of it's stuck with me so far.
No, exactly. I'm not saying it's bad, but
it's say that it's more than that, isn't it? Try to eat. That was it, isn't it? Do you remember that's Jet Set Radio, isn't it? And she says, it's more than something, isn't it? What does she say?
I know what you mean. Yeah. That's Birthday Cake, that's right.
The Cubo Mato one,
Yeah. Sorry, that just jumped into my head when I was thinking about the music of Jet Set Radio. Okay, so we have not played that long enough to give it a fair review. I'm sure we'll come back to it at some point.
So we gave it an unfair one.
We gave it a very unfair one. I want to talk about Heave Ho briefly. I've played it for a few hours. My God. Okay. So Heave Ho 2, I looked at the trailer of it and I thought, you know what? I adored Heave Ho. I really loved it. We had such a good time with it in our flat, and I remember we were playing it at Resd once. And do you remember having like the people behind us gather and watch us try and do a level and stuff? Just so much fun. I looked at the trailer of this and thought, do you know what? It doesn't look that much different. This looks very, very similar to Heave Ho. Do I really want to pay out for a sequel to a game that, in fairness, we never did all the levels in Heave Ho? As much fun as it is, it does get very challenging, and with the kids and everything. Anyway, I just looked it up on the eShop and it was £7. And I went, well, I'm buying it then because that's ridiculous. I had no idea it was £7. I thought it was going to be like 20 quid or whatever. Anyway, we played it. I played it with the boys at the weekend. Holy shit, does that game cause rows? Like massive, full-on arguments.
And are we talking through like people just messing up, or are we talking trolling?
Winding each other up, trolling, massively trolling between the boys. Me losing the plot because I'm like, okay, it was funny the first time you farted Charlie off, but this is like the 18th time in this one level. One level took us 15 minutes.
This is why I couldn't do it,
mate. It was intense, like it was intense in my house. So for those of you that don't know what Heave Ho is, it is a party game. I think is safe to say it's a co-op game where you control these little balls with personality who have long arms and big hands, and you control each hand. Well, you control the motion of both hands with the left stick, and you can grab onto things with the left hand with the L button and the right hand with the right button. And the idea is that you can chain together, you can fling each other at things, and the idea is that you're working together to get to the end goal. We played it for the first hour. We were belly laughing. Like for some reason, so within the co-op levels where you're working together, there are like power-ups that you can pick up in that. These were in the first one as well, where it's like a coin, and if you grab the coin and you make it to the end level with the coin, then that unlocks a customizable part for your characters and stuff like that. Harry just would not get to the end of a level without grabbing the coin. You know, he would get to the point where he'd be waiting at the end. We refused to get the coin. We'd get to the end and he'd just jump off so he could go and get the coin again. And we're going, Harry, you have got to stop this because my fucking blood is boiling at this point. And he's wetting himself. You've got a fart button. And if you hold it down, you could do big farts and make people fly. Like it's set up for co-op and trolling and winding each other up and stuff like that. The levels are more, I want to say, tactile. Like there's a lot more going on in them. Not that much. Like I do think it is very. I'll come to how similar it is to Heave Ho in a bit, but there are a lot more moving parts to each level. So usually where Heave Ho was very much everything is quite solid and you're flinging yourself, and the idea is that you're avoiding spikes and making these big daring jumps from one side of the screen to the other while trying to grab hold of things. This is like there are ski lifts that wobble, and there are ski lifts where one of you's got to pull the lever to make it go up while the other one's hanging onto it and all this sort of stuff.
Excellent.
There's tons of that stuff. There's a lot more things that help you. So if you go over a time limit, it's like, right, everyone's got these balloons on them, so they're not actually going to fall down anymore, so at least you could get to the end of the level. But there's also, if two of you, we played a 3-player game, if two of you get to the goal at the end of it, you can control a little drone that flies over and picks up the last one. I love all that stuff because that's blatantly aimed at families where someone is not as good as the others. Because you will get that situation a lot, and you can choose not to use it if you're all advanced cool gamers like us. But if you've got like a younger person in the family that still wants to play it, then sending a drone over to pick them up is great if their older brother's not doing it and then flying them off of the map. That causes tears.
I can imagine. Yeah.
I don't know if this was in the original one. I don't think it was, but there's a competitive mode now where where it's like you're competing against each other in a survival mode where you have to. Some of this is well thought out, some of it isn't. I think there's like 3 different modes. It's first one to win 5 games, and it throws them up randomly. And there is one where you need to, I can't remember the modes off the top of my head. There's a race one where you have to race like it's normal level, and you've got to get to the end point. There's one which is also a race one really, but it's one of those pull handles. You have to get to the pull handle and pull that down before anyone else. And then there's survival mode where you're all on the screen together, you get weapons, and you've got to try and take each other out. And there's also obstacles around the course. That one is probably the less thought out one, because if you're like my son, who thinks he's a wise ass, I think is the right way of describing him, he just sits in the corner and lets people come to him, because if we slip up, we fall out and he wins anyway. And he just sits there and he just thinks, I'm just going to sit here then. Yeah, there needs to be a punishment for that. Maybe like something that knocks you about if you stay along for knocks you out of the game if you stay still for too long. Maybe hopefully they update that, because that is a flaw in the system, and one my eldest was quite happy to use
exploit.
it was a nightmare. Honestly, it was a nightmare in here at one point. But it's Heave Ho again, and it is very, very similar to the first Heave Ho. It really is. But for £7 as an excuse to have another day of playing that game with my kids, it was worth it. It's already worth the £7.
Yes, isn't it? Like, you think you spend more on that renting a fucking film these days. So
a pint of lager is more expensive than that in London. Do you know what I mean? So, so I do not regret buying it, and we are playing it this Wednesday because now it's got an online mode. The original did it? It wasn't online; it was couch only, wasn't it?
That's right, I think. Yeah.
So it'd be really fun to play with you guys, because I think actually, although we only got through about 4 levels in the space of an hour with my kids, I think actually if we work together, we can really get the most out of it. And it's still funny. It's still funny when you die. The color of your character splatters all over the screen. You respawn and you forget that you're holding down right, so the character just flies across the screen again and off of the screen and explodes a second time in a row. That shit is still funny. And the fact that you can fling yourself from one end of the screen to the other, and everyone's like, oh, as you're hoping to grab onto the end, you just grab it, and everyone goes, hey! And it's just, if you've not played Heave Ho, no better game to pick up. You don't need to have played the first one, is what I'm trying to say. I'm surprised none of you've even booted this up. Like
I've bought it. I'm just not.
I'm gonna get it for Wednesday. I just didn't. I didn't want to see it.
I'm going to play a bit with Isaac, but he wants to play bloody Overwatch, Dave.
Oh, is he? Overwatch.
Yeah.
No, we had a very negative experience with the first game as a family, where in the end, I just lost it. And I was just like, I'm not playing with this.
Oh, I thought the kids were the negative influence. Of course, it was you.
No, it was me. No, it's because of the trolling and all that. It was just doing my head in, and I was like, that's why I wasn't particularly interested in this to begin with, because I was just like, I don't think I can go through that again. So I'm looking forward to Wednesday.
You off, James? Did they fart you off?
Yeah.
Okay. We've got one more game on the list. It is a little Hideo Kojima game called Metal Gear Solid 2, James.
Yeah.
Alive. I mean, right, okay, firstly, you didn't talk about... So, look, I'm interested in this side of it, right?
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 1, so you finished that.
I finished it,
on to 2.
Yeah.
Just out of interest, what I don't get is that there's that whole bit in Metal Gear Solid 1 where you need to take the controller out of port 1 and put it in port 2.
Yeah.
How do you do that in the game? What's the deal? How do they get around that in, like, emulation or... how do you...
They get around it by, you have to hold down... So at any point when you're playing Metal Gear Solid 1, this is like part of the collection that came out. You hold down L1 and R1 and it brings up the pause menu. And in the pause menu, you can then go to controller settings and you can change the port. Right. It says, do you want to switch port? And so you do that. And so it's still...
I guess you're still missing out on the bit where Psycho Mantis reads your memory card and...
No, it does that as well.
Oh, does it?
It's it does it to a degree.
It just reads your internet history now.
Yeah. I mean,
James, you've been on DeviantArt. Yeah, fucking hell. I'd ask you to switch ports, but your hands must be.
Someone's been using a VPN.
But then it's like, it also does like the whole vibrating controller thing as well, and it still has all that stuff, and it still has all the dialogue and everything.
That was like the worst. That was the bit that sounded lame to me. Wasn't that where he goes, "Put your controller down. I'm going to make it move."
Move with my
hands. Just go. Yeah. Even if I played that as a kid, I'd go, "Oh, fuck off!" Yeah. like the reading the card bit is cool. The switching the port isn't a good idea. I'm going to miss a. Yeah. All right, okay, technically it moved, yes.
But you know that somebody saw that and was like, holy shit, it's like it's moving.
Yeah, it will have landed for someone, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Sean Mode in the chat was just saying, how do you check the back of the box for Meryl's number as well? That's a good question.
You can't. And so I had to look it up on the internet.
Call him that.
Yes.
Wow.
No, I looked it up on the internet because I didn't know what it was.
So there's no solution to that sort of in game.
There doesn't seem to be, no, because it just said, the numbers on the back of the box, and I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, it's possible as Ben says in the chat that there's a virtual manual, but I've not come. There must be, I think, maybe in the menu system or whatever.
The game says look at the back of the box, like it literally says that.
Yeah, that was one of the things that it said. Like when you played it on PS1, like it said because it gives you the codec frequency, and then it says the frequency for the codec is on the back of the box, and it's like it's actually on the back of the box.
Yeah.
Which annoyed one of my friends who pirated it.
I was going to say,
I
always wondered if it was intended as like an anti-piracy measure, or if they just thought it was funny. It could be either, I suppose.
Yeah. But I mean, I finished the first one and thoroughly enjoyed it. I had a great time, like playing through that again because it's not.
Can love bloom on the battlefield though, James?
I think it can. I mean, it certainly did for me. I very much enjoyed that. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to play something different now, and I loaded up Final Fantasy VII, and like it started going through like the intro sequence. Then I was like, I think I'd rather play another Metal Gear, so I switched it off, and then went back and downloaded Metal Gear Solid 2, and finished it like over about 3 or 4 days. Because again, this is the same as with the first game. It's a lot shorter than I remember. It's only about 9 or 10 hours long. It's
it's funny because after you said about how short the game was, the first one, I went back and went, I wonder how long the 2 was, because I remember that being like an epic. And then when I saw it was like 8 hours, I was like, what? No, it wasn't.
I mean, it feels like it in places because I'd completely forgotten like how intrusive the codec stuff is in 2. The fact that you just sometimes you're literally just walking a couple of steps and it's like it goes off again. And there was a couple of times I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, like, just let me
now.
Just let me get on with this, But then aside from that, I mean, the pacing with the game is off, I think, but the story is. I think is fantastic, and I had an amazing time playing this over the weekend. Like when I got to the end, and it went through the whole, like it is all cinemas. Like there's so many just like sequences that just go on for ages. But it's
all cinemas.
It's all cinemas.
Like FMV, cinematics,
Okay.
or whatever.
I write down it's all cinemas. Like Matt, like fucking blinding episode time.
But the thing is because I mean I remember playing this when it first came out. And the whole thing did feel a bit sort of like far-fetched and like kind of ridiculous. And I'm not saying that what it's saying is happening in the game is what has happened in the real world, but there has been a lot of massive parallels, between what is, the stuff that it talks about in this and how things are. And for that reason, the story felt considerably more coherent to me than it did the first time I played it, because it's like, I can see where you're coming from here with some of these ideas, particularly around like censorship and control of information and, defining reality based on, on the way that people's perceptions are, what they're fed and this kind of stuff. And I thought it was really very interesting and really, really well executed. But I honestly, David, I came out of this and I was like, that was amazing. That is one of the best games I've played this year. Like in terms of like story and in terms of just it was fantastic. And I was like, it's so old, but it was so good. I really, really enjoyed it. And then I loaded up Metal Gear Solid 3. And
just quickly, how many of the famous Easter eggy stuff did you do?
None,
because that was like a huge part. What, you didn't make Solid Snake knock one out on the boat?
I didn't know you could do that. Can you do that?
Yeah. Yes. How did you not know you could do that?
I didn't know you could do that.
You hide in one of the cupboards with the
with the Rudy lady.
On the door, it's got like an FHM cover on it, and if you call Otacon at that point, he's knocking one out. And it's like Snake.
I mean, implied, obviously.
Not implied. His eyes are rolling back and he's going like that. It's mental.
Well, he could be running.
I think you might have seen like an internet edit of this.
Okay, I'm pretty sure. No, hold on, what do you think?
Don't see like an extreme meme version.
I can't remember. I just remember it being implied. I might be wrong. I just thought I remember.
Okay. I'm fascinated to see how bad it is.
See, I mean, while you're checking that,
see this
in an incognito browser.
See,
no, straight up on my. I don't care. Go on.
No, but Google.
I really want to play 4 now. Like, I'm really looking forward to playing 4.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, 4's awesome.
Because
you're doing 3, right?
Yeah, I'm going to do 3 next. It's I started it, but I'm not that far in. But it's
4's awesome.
Like, there's definitely some fucking nonsense in it, but then that's sort of what you're turning up for at this point, isn't it? So,
yes, absolutely, yeah. I mean, some of the stuff in 2 was ridiculous, but it was like it was consistently ridiculous in a way that made it like not. It made it.
4
really
does have some stuff. I think most people would find genuinely a bit objectionable now, but interesting to see what you think of it in 2026.
There's quite a lot of that in 2 and 1. I would
Really?
say, actually, yeah. It's. I mean, it comes up at the start with like one of those.
Your
warnings,
hero.
Saying, this is basically a product of its time, and we've modified things, and it's like,
Warner Brothers disclaimer thing,
yeah. There you go. It's very good though. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I'm looking forward to playing 3.
I mean, he's his mouth's wide open, he's panting, and his eyes are rolling in the back of his head.
All right, fair enough.
No, he's clearly masturbating in that. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing, Snake? You don't have enough time to keep busy. That's. I mean, that's.
The thing is, given that Otacon
Not
is like a
implied
massive
at all.
nerd, you think he'd just be like, "Good on you, mate." Leave it to it. Don't really know why you call me.
Well, we're massive nerds, and if we call FaceTime James and he's knocking one out, do you think we'd say "Good on you, mate"?
Go on, son.
No, I'll be like, this is gonna be a great gif.
I'll be hoping for encouragement, but yeah.
Okay, that's what we've been playing this week. Let's get on to questions, shall we?
If you want to send us a question, go to tcgs.co. This question comes from Finn Ishim. Greetings from across the pond. I've been following your recent discussions of console exclusivity with great interest. Do you think that Xbox will ever follow PlayStation in no longer porting their games to PC, or do you think that the Xbox and Microsoft ecosystems are too intertwined for such a move? I also imagine games like Forza 6 sold well on PC. Thank you. Keep up the great work, and shout out to Sean. I just started Esoteric Ebb, and it's fantastic.
I mean, at this stage, I don't think they know what the fuck they're doing with all of this. But I could see them taking this stuff off Steam and, only releasing it through their own store or something like that. I can see that happening.
I think that would go badly.
Yeah, it would go badly, of course.
But that doesn't mean
that would be the worst of all worlds.
Yeah, but I think Sean, making Gears Gears of War is going to exclusive is probably going to go badly as well. It's like it'll happen.
Yeah, I suppose, it all depends on whether or not they continue this interest in having their own ecosystem on PC. You would think, being obviously Microsoft at large is more of a PC company than it is a games company. So you would think they would want to keep hold of that, but maybe it reaches a point where it's more trouble than it's worth. Who knows? I think was it EA who used to, or possibly still have their own app. Their own app for like PC stuff, and then one day they just went, "Yes, it's all on Steam now. Sorry about that. It's a fucking mess. Just buy it on Steam, you'll be all right." So companies do give up on this stuff and just go to Steam eventually. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, even like yesterday or today, there's a piece on today on Video Games Chronicle with Matt Booty saying large live service titles will be multi-platform going forward, but it didn't mean single-player games would all be its console exclusives. He said, "I wouldn't overly fixate on single-player," Booty said. "I think that's a good rule of thumb, but it certainly isn't something that's carved in stone."
They haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing, Matt. But they haven't got a fucking clue.
Even Booty said, it's not obvious. Anyway.
It's like no one wants to be held to anything there anymore, is it? Because they know that tomorrow they might get an email from Sharma saying, "This is happening now, fucker."
It's just like there's going to be exclusives. No, they're not going to be exclusives.
Like Lionhead, it's like the devs at Lionhead watching a Peter Molyneux thing. We could do what? No, we can't. Well, I better guess we're doing that now. I don't know what Microsoft's next move is going to be. I think pulling exclusives from PC is not a route they'll go down, because I think they see PC gamers as part of their 70 billion people on Earth that are going to be playing their games.
Yeah, I think they'll keep it on Steam, but I think they'll. Yeah, I don't. But then, Forza is going to do crazy on PS5.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next question comes from Kurt Lewin. He says, "Hi chaps, which British film would you like to see an American version of, and vice versa? Maybe because you think it would be really good or hilariously bad. Cheers."
Oh, right. We're including ones that we don't.
I was gonna say, because will there ever be a good version of this? Like, they're only all gonna be really bad. Really
I can't think of anything British that I would like to see an American version of because it'll just annoy me.
Yeah, like some of my favorite British films are like, it's like when you think recent years, some of my favorite British films are Brian and Charles. I fucking loved that. I adored that. I thought it was so full of heart. I think if they made an American version of it, they would make the robot look really good and be like less like a child, you know, like a silly child bumbling about, and more like I love you, Brian, with all of my heart, you know, all that sort of stuff, and it just wouldn't work. What is it? The Ballad of
Wallace
Island.
Yeah, with Tim Key.
I could, like, they would totally fuck that up 100%. And then what was the other one I was thinking of? Dead Man's Shoes. I can see like an American version of that completely missing the grit of that film, like the sort of unhinged grit of that film. I could really see, and the subtle, not because it's not a subtle film at all, but the ending is so like fucking, like, it's saying so much that they would just cut through all that and go, well, no, actually it's about this, and it's like
it would be a completely different movie.
What we're going for.
I can imagine like a Denzel Washington, like a Training Day style thing, or on there Falling Down, or something. It just wouldn't be the same. It would lose all the layers.
To see that though. I'd be fascinated to see how they try and adapt it, because there have been some American adaptations of British stuff that's worked, right? Like specifically The Office. Which I should inherently hate, because I'm such a huge fan of the original series and then when I saw that first episode where they copied the original series, it was so bad that I was like, I'm surprised they ever gave it another chance. Yeah. Whereas actually, when they decided to do their own thing with it, they actually turned it into something brilliant. But in the classic way, they carried on too far, and it lost its magic quite far into it. I find that with a lot of American TV shows, but. In terms of British films, I don't know. I never really like the whole pointing at the adaptation of it and going, they fucked it up. Like, I just kind of get frustrated with it. I'm like, well, what's the fucking point? Then, but I just feel it'll need to be just a completely different thing to work as an American film. Some of the British stuff that I love.
Thank you for reminding me that Brian and Charles exists, because I'd completely forgotten. I've never seen it, so I just got
not seen it.
No,
watch it with Asher. You'd love it. It's you know, it is what it is, but we absolutely adored it. Charlie fell in love with it. He still talks about it to this day.
Oh, nice.
Keeps talking about how Charles needs to go to Honolulu. It's just really good.
Well, my first thought of this is like 28 days later, like, but I mean, obviously. What makes that film so special is its British sort of sensibilities and the fact it is, you know, like an empty London. I feel like we've seen kind of empty New York and stuff before. It just felt different at the time.
Yeah, totally. Did you watch the latest one? The new?
Yeah, I've seen all of them. I mean it's good.
Because I read about it, and reading about it is probably not the best way of experiencing that, because I'm like, and then these people turn up and they're all based on, and I'm like,
but I thought that was really clever. So in the most recent 28 years later movie,
not spoil it. You're not going to spoil it, are you?
Well, okay, no, anyway, but it's really clever. It's really clever why they are what they are. Anyway, I thought it was good. I mean, they haven't done terribly well at the cinema. So although, you know, there's lots of talk about more of these, who knows what will happen. But I enjoyed them for what they were. I thought there's some really great performances. Just on the other side, one of my favorite films ever is Ex Machina.
Oh yeah.
I love to see. I'd love to see like a British version of that somehow. I
mean, it's just a really shit robot.
It's Charles from Brian and Charles.
Before I answer this, can I let the dogs out because they are going fucking nuts?
Well, I suppose that answers that question. Sean let the dogs out. I mean, we'll carry on talking about movies and stuff, but you know.
Oh,
Oh
God.
dear. Oh, dear. Yeah, but obviously, I just kind of think, when you think about Ex Machina, I think that is essentially going to be a Black Mirror episode, right?
Yeah,
It feels
basically.
very much like a Black Mirror episode. Yeah, look, I think it's very easy to turn around and go, Americans would do this and Americans would do that, and I don't think that's necessarily true. But then I did see part of my film course at the Brit School was to watch the Japanese version of The Ring and then go to the cinema to watch the American version of it, and it was fucking hilarious watching them back to back. The fact that the ring, the idea, the concept, the ring was like this sort of ambiguous thing that you can take and apply to many aspects of that story in the Japanese version. And in the American one, it was, you see a ring before you die.
I will say, on subject of kind of Asian movies and American ones, I absolutely love the Infernal Affairs trilogy. It's like a trilogy of, I mean, I'm not sure if it's Japanese or Korean movies, but absolutely incredible. Like, there's
that the American version of that was
The Departed, the Scorsese film, which was also excellent considering they put 3 movies into one. But like,
except for that one British bloke that was in it. What was it? Who was in it that had the worst American accent? Fucking wasn't it? Ray Winston. Was Ray Winston it?
I don't know. He's done Scorsese before, so possibly.
Okay. Sorry.
So, but like, there's an amazing cliffhanger after I think it's the second Infernal Affairs, which and obviously it's very different. Kind of, it wasn't even like that in The Departed, but I was like, how are they gonna do this? And obviously it wasn't the same. But Leonardo DiCaprio was incredible, and Scorsese obviously did incredible work considering he put 3 movies into one.
Yeah, it was. Ray Winston was in it, and I remember his accent being absolutely shocking. Did Sean not mute his mic when he went away to let the dogs out? No. Just hearing the background noise. He would have slaughtered us for that. Let's just let that be known, listeners. We would have been in big trouble over
Snake, haven't you got enough to be going on with right now?
I do. Go on.
No, I was going to say Independence Day. I love Independence Day. I love seeing a British version of that would be hilarious. With like a British Prime Minister, or I guess it's like the First Lady, it'd be so good. Then like the British Prime Minister doing like the speech and oh god.
Yeah. Today is what is it that, because it's not true, is it, that whole thing about today is the day that we celebrate our Independence Day, and it's like people remember it as that, but that's not what he said, because it just sounds ridiculous. It's just because he keeps saying day over and over and over again.
Look, I've been back. You guys are going to kill me because I've been banging on about this for the past 2 days. And even the pre-show chat, I brought it up again. Truman Show, British version of Truman Show. I love that. The Truman Show is legitimately one of my favourite films of all time. It makes me cry every time I watch it. I think it is so good. That I
I need to watch it again. You've spoken about it so much recently. I just need to give it
Harry on Sunday. I showed him when he was younger at the Truman Show, and yesterday he said, "Can we watch Truman Show again?" And I put it on, and I was like, "This is still perfect. Like everything about it is fucking wonderful." And I think a lot of people were turned off when it first came out because it was Jim Carrey and he wasn't being Jim Carrey really. Like it wasn't like you watch it and go, "This isn't that funny," though, because it's not supposed to be. This is like a British version of that would be really, really interesting. However, I think the original is so perfect that that I don't know if it would work. Right, should we just wait for a bit then?
I mean, I could keep listing, just American films.
No,
but
let's not do that. I just realised. Let's just hold on for Sean to get back, and then we'll carry on with the
fine.
With the shoe.
Fine.
Let's try and listen in.
Okay, no, let's keep doing it. How good would like a British Home Alone be? Fine, fuck it. I mean, what he's just scuffling around the background.
Just want to hear what he's doing. He's up to.
He's joking. Any good albums recently? I mean, like Dave and I listen to the same album. So.
Oh god, yeah, fucking
Yard Act.
The new Yard Act album is like so good. It's so good. It fucking hell, it's blown me away. Like I'm so into it. The that track Thrill of the Trace.
Yeah,
Holy shit. When he goes mental and starts rapping and it goes like it genuinely sounds like an Arctic Monkeys track. And then like from the Humbug era of Arctic Monkeys. And then he does this insane rap and then it goes into this like fucking it's only like 2.5 minutes long. I've listened to it about 14 times, like back to back.
Like the one before that, is it Cherophobe?
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, Cherophobe Rock, I think. Yeah.
That's awesome.
The whole album's fucking great. It's very good. The ending track is, I've been singing that all day. Let the barrel drop. Let the barrel drop. Yeah, it's brilliant. And then their pulp style self-title, like the album titles track.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a little music. Fuck me, it's so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it more, but I'm enjoying that.
I was seeing him in Brixton at the end of the year.
David,
Academy.
That Queens of the Stone Age single was very good.
I adore that as well, and it's been getting loads of flack online.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Oh, because it's different. People still want them to do the fucking Songs for the Deaf album again. It's like, yeah, it was fucking amazing, but this is totally different.
I thought it was really good. I liked it.
Yeah, I really love it. I really love it. I heard it first when they were touring, doing like an acoustic show. I tried to get tickets. They did one night at the Royal Albert Hall, and Joe said she'd come because it was like an acoustic thing. And I really wanted to go, but we couldn't get a ticket. And then they played that song there. They sort of revealed it in this tour, and I instantly went, "This is fucking brilliant! Like this is so good lyrically, and some of their best work, I think." Anyway, sorry.
I'm also listening to Gurier's. Did I send you Gurier's album, David?
Yes, it's brilliant. Yeah.
I haven't been to Leeds Fest in a million years, but Gurier's are playing on the Sunday as our Bashed, which is another Irish kind of band, which are small, but then they're up on Sunday. But then Fontaine's playing on Saturday. I'm not going to full weekend at Leeds.
Come and see that album, yeah.
Come and see, Gurier's come and see, I also listened to Placebo's. They've called it recreated their first album again. That sounds bloody amazing. I mean,
did I tell you I'm going to see him in December?
Oh, are you?
Really?
I've listened to the recreated album.
I haven't yet. No, to be fair.
Placebo recreated is so good.
I love their first 2 albums.
Well, this is what tempted because I was looking for something for Noo's birthday. This is months ago now. And then, so then I saw, because she's like a massive Placebo fan, and whereas I'm the same, I just really like the first 2 albums. Then they were like, hey, we're doing a tour where we're just playing songs from the first 2 albums. I was like, we are going to that.
I absolutely loved Meds. Meds as an album was amazing. That came in like 2005, 6 or 7 or something. I
need to listen to some of those because, I just dropped off them.
I mean, James, they've redone the first one, so give it a listen. Yeah, it's brilliant.
I should say as well, I've never been into The Cure apart from a couple of their singles, and I remember when their recent album come out a couple of years ago, and John and Sean and it got massive reviews, and John and Sean were like, it's fucking amazing, you got to listen to it, and I put it on. I was like, not really my thing, and then I put it on. I don't know why I put it on about a week or so ago. Put my headphones in, locked in at work, and turned the volume. And I was like, this is fucking incredible. This is so good.
It's weird, isn't it? Because I have such a weird relationship with The Cure. Whereas I was the same, I know the hits. And then, then I discovered this most recent one. And I'm a bit like, I assumed there was like some sort of transition from, Love Cats to like fucking gothic soundscapes and
like I didn't realize how soundscapey it is. Like it could fit into a Doom game at times.
I think they said they've already got 2 albums ready to go as well. So
really?
Yeah,
cool.
And if you really want me to go right the way back, I've been smashing the Smiths. But I know what he's like now.
No, you're allowed to like the Smiths.
Yeah. I was chatting to John about it. He did a reaction to it's The Queen is Dead, right? That's the big one. He did a reaction to that on YouTube, which I sort of, and I was just like, please, like, frankly, Mr. What is the fucking song, Frankly, Mr. Shankly? I was like, please like that track. because that's the one that everyone goes, "Oh, it's a bit silly. I don't like that." That's the one track on the album that I don't, and I adore it because it feels like a musical theatre song, and it just I could see I love it. And then John was like, "Yeah, no, I really like this." I was like, "Thank fuck," because I think we might be the only two. Anyway, right, let's get off the music.
Yeah.
Sorry, we were just filling space while you were coming back.
Sorry. So the dogs were let out, and then they wanted feeding. I think Loop is still fucking at it. If you can't hear it on the mic, then that's fine.
Anyway,
Okay.
those were British and American movies.
Can we?
How do we get back on that?
Sorry. Can we also have a British version of Escape from New York? But it's not even like a city. It's like a shit town.
Escape from Slough.
yeah, Escape from Milton Keynes. One of those.
That was my life at one point. Yes, we can do that. We'll get that done.
Cool.
Right.
The next question comes from Demon Blade Shadow Dragon with X's either side.
What a name.
Who starts the question with, "I love Sonic Adventure 2. I've been watching the World Cup. Never have been a big soccer fan, but I was rooting for England. That France versus England third place match was awesome. If you were forced to spend a day in an empty football stadium, what would you bring and how would you spend your time there? Love the show. You're doing great."
I mean, a
football.
football.
Yeah, organise a massive
100%.
kickabout on Wembley or whatever.
No, it doesn't say you have to be on your own, does it? I assumed you had to just spend a day on your own.
No.
Yeah, fine.
No.
Football. That's
Even
all
so,
you do.
yeah.
That's all I do. It's brilliant. It's funny because I've had this experience a couple of times. Well, no, actually, one of them was I didn't actually manage to do it, but basically they relay the turf every season now, Sean. If you're playing at a really high level, you relay the turf.
Yep.
So what football stadiums have realised that at the end of the season, we've got a 3-week gap that we can fucking just rent the pitch out for as long as possible, right? And people will pay an insane amount of money. So one year, and I wish I'd done it because it would have been an amazing experience. At Millwall, they said, "Bring a tent. It's 10 quid. Bring a tent. We'll have music playing over the thing. And you can camp on the pitch overnight." I wish I'd done it. I can't remember. There was a reason why we couldn't do it, but me and Harry going to camp on the pitch at the Den overnight just sounds so fucking cool.
Yeah, that's
that
awesome.
I really regret not taking it. But I've told this story before, but I played in a charity match at the Den a few years ago, and the first time I did it, I was so nervous, super nervous, right? I'm not good at football, and even being around people who play football is really intimidating. But then to do it on the stadium that you love, and in front of people watching in the stands and stuff, it's really nerve-wracking. So I was so worried about. So I was driving there. And I was so worried about being late that I turned up 2 hours early, right? And I was sitting in the car park and there was no one else about. And I had Joe and the boys with me. And we waited for about an hour and I was like, this is ridiculous. There's another hour before we're supposed to be here. Not kickoff, before we're supposed to be here. So I just walked out. Got out of the car, walked up to reception. I went, "I'm here for the match. She went, "Yeah, sign here is your rate. You've got to sign a waiver to, just in case you get injured and all that sort of stuff." And she went, "Oh, just walk through that corridor and you'll know where you are." And I walked through the corridor and then you could see the pitch, right? And I was like, and we had a football on us. And I'll have to send you the photos because we walked out and there was a completely empty stadium. Me, Charlie, Harry, and I was like, "This is naughty. We shouldn't be here." And I booted the ball into the centre of the pitch and said to the boys, "Go on." And I've got these amazing photos of the kids just running around the pitch in a completely empty stadium at the Den. And it was like this. That will never get old. So if I was in an empty stadium, I would take a football and I wouldn't leave until I was physically kicked out. It was the greatest experience of my life. I think it was up there. Fuck me. Some of the photos we got from that. Holy shit.
Yeah, in a similar vein, it would just be me, and I would just bring the drone and a football and a full kit, and I would get loads of dramatic footage of me with my dreadful soccer skills. So
that would be
can you
good.
imagine if it was just like it's circling around the stadium and then slowly starts panning in. And then it's just me being barely being able to dribble it and then sort of trying to kick it at the goal and being completely wide of the mark. I think that'd be great.
But with those kind of anime style edits.
Yeah, definitely. slow motion shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there really is
Other than
nothing
that'd
better
be
than someone being bad at football. That's up there with the best of them, for sure.
Maria Mendieta says, "Dear TCGS Cadabra, every week I learn a little bit more about each of you. Last week, listeners got to hear about your surgical history. While it's not as invasive a question or procedure, I simply wanted to know what you consider to be the last great iconic video game theme that you could hum. For me, it's the opening music from Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Keep up the brilliant work. Sincerely, Maria."
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Oh God, yeah!
That's just-
What a good shout, James.
Yeah.
Go on, please do it.
Oh yeah.
I forgot that James is completely tone deaf.
Yeah,
That
that's
is,
not how it goes at all, is it?
I think I got it.
Yeah.
Don't sing. It sounds bad. Yeah,
a great one,
amazing.
I mean, this is such an obvious one, but yeah, I mentioned the other week I played a bit of Halo 3 with Isaac.
Oh
so
yeah, the Halo themes.
Yeah, the choiral bit at the
Yeah,
start.
I mean,
But that's not the most recent, surely.
No, well, yeah, it doesn't count, does it?
No, but the Halo theme is iconic. You're like, why does it have to be recent?
Because
it says recent.
It says recent in the question.
Well, it's the last
No,
great iconic video game thing.
Yeah, it says the last great. I mean, you can have the last great one. Could be in the 80s if you thought that was the last great iconic video game theme. It doesn't say
So
recent.
you're saying the last great iconic video game theme was Halo?
Yeah, I think
There's been none since then.
I mean, the Halo one is just, it is iconic. Like, I will not, if I see a video on Instagram with like someone singing in an empty car park the Halo theme, I will watch the whole video. 100%. 100%. I'm sure there are others, but
Okay. All right.
certainly up there.
I genuinely can't think of any. I don't know. Well, I mean, for
Starfield?
me,
Joking.
no, actually, to be
Oh, here we go.
fair,
Ow,
Starfield title screen music. I can't remember how it goes. It's not like a catchy tune, but I remember thinking like, "Oh shit, I might be really on board here." And then 10 minutes later, it's all out the window. The Ultros theme. I mean, I've talked loads about the soundtrack and the game and everything, but yeah, like the opening theme of that's like 13 minutes long and just plays on the title screen. That's like the only place you will hear the full thing.
God, Yoku's Island Express is another very good
Yeah.
shout. If you look that up on YouTube, I'm on a very special video of that.
Yeah.
A bit weird, isn't it?
Good game,
I
that.
don't know why I did that.
Really
Oh yeah,
Good
Loop in the chat,
game. That
Clay
you sounded
Obscure.
like you sounded like Cundy, Jason Cundy. Then good game. That excellent game. Yeah, very good.
I'm gonna assume that's a cool guy that everyone looks up to.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't sing it, but I love the Clay Obscure music. I know you guys didn't, but that theme
we're
on the title
definitely the
screen.
minority in that.
The title screen music was amazing. Well, the music in general was
I
amazing.
don't remember the title screen music. But yeah, there's loads of great stuff.
I remember the music being incredible. What was? Hold on. What was? That's Metal Gear Solid, right?
Yeah,
Metal Gear Solid,
What was the right? Okay, sing that, and now think of the Uncharted theme tune. I always get them mixed up in my head.
I don't think I would remember.
Couldn't tell you what the Uncharted
theme.
theme tune even is.
Oh, I fucking could if I heard it. Obviously.
Yeah, we all could then.
But I always get I can either have the Metal Gear Solid theme tune in my head or the Uncharted one in my head, and never the Twix would mix.
That's what they say.
That's an episode title.
Nate's film. What is it? Hold on. It goes doo-doo. Hold on. I'm listening to it now. Sorry, I'm trying to. There's some drops. Yeah, that's it. Da 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 ba 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 ba. Sorry, that's enough. Yeah. Right.
We may have a PlayStation employee in the comments saying that on the Uncharted one is completely different.
It is, but yeah, shut up. All right, next question.
This last question comes from Philip Pirrip. He says, "Sup TCGS. First off, I'm still hurt about the result of the England-Mexico game, but I'm not here to talk about that hurt.
Hang on,
Right,
the Mexico game was good.
Yeah, but I'm assuming they're Mexican, Matt.
Oh.
Have you ever thought about that?
No.
You thought,
Some people.
have you ever thought about that there might be another side of that
No.
whole story?
No, I do not. We won that, mate. We won that.
God.
I'm writing to say that I've recently finished Disco Elysium after having had a break from it at the end of the halfway point. And although I did enjoy playing the game, I ended up disappointed that it didn't live up to the great expectations that I had in my head. I went in fully expecting it to blow Life is Strange 2 out of the water due to your post-game of the year discussions. Not only did it not do that for me, I still found Life is Strange 2 better personally. Cringy dialogue and all, James. That being said, what game
Why am I
have you all
getting
played
singled out for that?
I don't know. That being said, what game have you all played recently that wasn't what you expected, for better or worse? Love the show, and please keep paying full Nels members. I'm too broke, and they'll fucking stop if you don't. Appreciate you all, Pip.
I mean, for me, it's the Mermaid Mask, because I was not expecting to like that.
I was expecting it to be good.
I wasn't, and it ended up being much better than I was expecting. So
yeah.
yeah.
I was saying earlier, because Matt posted an image, which was like all the highest rated games of the year so far, and I was like, fuck, I was so excited for Mugenics and Mina the Hollower.
Yeah.
And while I can admire both of them, for me they just didn't click.
No, same for me with Mina the Hollower. I still don't think it's very, very good, honestly. But
ironically, my answer to this, well, firstly, actually, Philip, I do want to question whether you preferred Life is Strange 2 over Disco Elysium, because Life is Strange 2 is about two lads trying to get to Mexico. I do wonder if there's some sort of link there. But also, yeah, mine was ironically Disco Elysium.
Sorry, I'm just kind of tying in with the other question. Imagine if Life is Strange 2 is about two lads trying to get to England. I'm just like, why? Don't come here. You mad? I don't know.
Mine would be Disco Elysium, because I went into that fully expecting to hate it, and there was even part of me that wanted to hate it, because I got so fed up of wankers going
on about it.
You level up your personality traits, yeah, and then they talk to you, and I'm like, all right, mate. And then I played it, and I think I gave it 2 hours of me with my nose pointed, sort of scrunched up, looking at it, to then absolutely adoring it. I do think the ending was rushed. I do think the worst thing about that game is how rushed the ending is.
It's there's like the thing I love about the ending you didn't get because of a dice roll, which is mad. And
was that true? Was that? Yeah, because I don't think I did have that part of the ending, but it's the bit after that I really had a problem with, because I think the build up to it was really good, but how the whole discussion about how you were being perceived throughout the game is done with a conversation in one place. I was kind of like,
you don't see, and it's like
that I thought that was a bit frustrating, but the rest of the game, like, incredible, the world building fantastic, and a game that I wasn't, it didn't seem up my street at all, and it ended up being a one of my favorites. And I suppose Breath of the Wild as well. Breath of the Wild was a game that I went in with my backup, because people were being wankers when talking about it, and then you play it and then you become one.
Well, the ultimate one with that is Dark Souls, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Oh, you are so right. Yeah. Everyone was a twat who played Dark Souls, and then you joined them.
I still remember we were. It was one of our like post EGX meets. And I forget who was at the table, but I remember John Denton was there, and a bunch of us were talking about Dark Souls, and he hadn't played it yet. And I remember him like just getting up from the table and just being like, "It's like you're all talking a different fucking language. I can't." And then I can't remember how much, how long later it was, but he ended up streaming the whole thing, didn't he? And he was fully, every boss, he was like, "Right, fucking shield on the back. I don't need it," like all that sort of stuff. But it was like, and it's so nice because you see stuff like that, and you're thinking like, I honestly thought we'd put you off because it's so easy to do. So seeing people sort of break through that wall and get into it is amazing.
Well, I started it like 4 times and just went, fuck this. I was so against it.
I started it twice, and then you forced me to stream it, and then fell in love it like everyone else.
sticking with the theme, was it? I remember, was it Chet started playing it and he was just like messaging you, and he was like, didn't he message you something like, people who like this should be forced to join the army or something?
Right, yeah, probably. That sounds like something. That does sound like that sounds like one of the various messages I get from him on a regular basis. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but he said the similar things about the likes of Arc Raiders and
Fair enough.
Every game, most games.
Game that isn't Dead by Daylight. Yeah. Right. That's it for questions, isn't it?
Yep.
So let's wrap this up with the socials, Matt. Let's put a little cherry on top, shall we?
Yes, hell yeah. This Wednesday night, we are going to stream Heave 2 for our Patreon supporters and the £8.50 and above tier. So if you're on that tier, the post will go out tomorrow. Well, yeah, it'll be out by the time you'll listen to this, if you listen to the podcast. And the stream is Wednesday night at 9 p.m. And the bonus show will be the week after. If you like what we're doing and want to support us on Patreon, it's patreon.com/TCGS, or just go to tcgs.co, of course. If you're watching this live on Twitch and the whole thing has survived, it's on video. We got it now. The Linux lifestyle is saving us.
It's a great operating system. I've always said.
You can watch us live on Twitch every Monday. Go to twitch.tv/TCGSCO, and if you're an Amazon account, you can connect to your Twitch account and give us your free subscription, which we really appreciate those that do. And the website TCGS.co for links to our amazing Discord community, our socials, our Patreon, our store. We should probably put a link to our Giphy page. I'm not sure. It's all on there at TCGS.co.
Thank you so much for living it. We will be back next week with some more video game chit chat. We hope we didn't sound too hungover this week. Take care of yourselves out there. We love you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.